Good Karma Brands radio station. Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Well. Listen, at the end of the game, my wife and I are sitting and watching and saying, she was asking me about what's going to be better for the long term. What's going to be better for the show? And I said, for the long term, it's for the Giants to win. For the short term, if they lose, everybody's going to be upset. But we need them to be interested and in it all season long. And 3-4, man, that would have changed the dynamic, even though I think it's still in play. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York app. He is Bartholomew Anthony Scott. Good morning.
What up? And, the crazy part is, it's like the ramifications of what happened. Like, remember, I'm doing the Jets post game, so I'm trying to pay attention, and they're like, man, the Giants are up, and they're moving the ball. And the first thing I start saying is like, wow, I did see what I thought I saw last week when the Jets played them. Their offense can't really move the ball, and the Giants must be dominating. And then I see on the offensive side, I see that Scatterboos haven't got a touchdown. I see that, that Dart's playing well. And then I get home and I start watching, and just you get that feeling when things start happening bad, but then they get the ricochet. I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to get it right. And then I know, like, these are opening statements.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to get into the nut and bolts of it.
Yep.
But, man, you talk about missing an opportunity and the difference in what 2-5 feels like versus 3-4. Because we know once you start getting close to 7 losses, 8 tops.
It gets dicey.
Yeah, you only got 3. You're
the margin for error has closed.
Yeah, you're less than halfway through.
Yep.
And this Giants season has been such a roller coaster. Starting off 0-3, thinking this is the worst team in football that they're going to have to give up. And the fans and the outrage and the outcry for the fact that everybody was saying, hey, we got to make a change. And we're like, why would you make a change against the Chargers? They beat the Chargers. And everybody's like, wow, maybe this is the team we thought that can win 10 games. So you're up high then. Then you go to New Orleans, you take the L. And you're like, how do you lose to the worst football team in football? Okay, it was the road. They didn't play well. Your young quarterback made some mistakes. But okay, maybe we need to temper expectations. Then you beat the world champs. And you're like, holy crap. All right, we got 2 of the best wins in all of football. Even without Malik Neighbors, look what we were able to do. We need to go ahead and we need to go get us a receiver. We need to surround this young man so we can have an opportunity to try and figure out how do we get a dub and how do we maybe potentially, why not us? Looking at the Commanders, Jayden Daniels injured, understanding that, hey, maybe Washington isn't as good as we thought they were. They were lucky last year. Like you said, they won a lot of close games. We got Fortenbaum comes in all the time saying, hey, that, this is a team that you should buy low on because – so now you're thinking, okay, we got them. Let's go ahead and figure it out. And then yesterday, you're like, oh, my God, this is real. They are moving the ball and scoring points seemingly at will against one of the best defenses in the league. On the road, in Mile High, oh, we back, baby. Only to have your heart ripped out of your chest. And when we talk about 10 degrees of separation, all things lead back to Rutgers. Wow.
Oh, thanks a lot for that.
What an emotional roller coaster.
I mean, I'll get to Jude in a little bit. Oh, my God. That's rough. But let's talk about this thing from a 30,000-foot standpoint on this game as a whole. It's Bart and Carlin. We're just getting started at 800-919-3776, and we're going to incorporate you early into the show. The lines are open for you right now on all things Giants, on all things that loss, because there were a few different things that came out of that in the big picture that we need to discuss too. But let's start here. I am so encouraged by the quarterback and everything that he does, with the exception of taking unnecessary hits, and that continued again yesterday, that I'm a believer. I'm buying into what's going on here. I really need to see him stop with the hits, but everything that he has done has given this team juice. And Bart, it is something to behold. I'm just going to start with the positive for a moment. It is something to behold when you can see a team that was dead in the water emotionally and from an energy standpoint, and have it all restored by one guy. And not just his play, but the effect that he has on everybody else. And I don't want to make too much of it, because there are going to be people that are going to be annoyed by his act two, as we saw from the Broncos last week. But this team in particular has responded to him in a very positive way. And they have brought, like I said, you always hear me say, you can't be bad and boring. They are not bad and boring anymore. At the very least, if they're going to lose games, they're going to rip your heart out in doing it. And frankly, I'd rather feel something than feel nothing, which is what's going on across town. But we'll get to that later. So I can deal with the losses if you're going to watch somebody actually give you a chance and have a visceral positive effect on the rest of your team.
Yeah, he's a force multiplier, as Mike Tannenbaum would say, right? And, we're going to have Chris Canty on here at 12 o'clock, and he's going to give you the –
Actually, no, that's Damian Woody.
Oh, my bad.
Canty's next. Canty's
my
on
bad.
Friday.
I'm looking at both of them on the screen right here.
Okay.
My bad. We're going to have Damian Woody, on the air a little later, and, he'll be able to give his opinions. But I'm trying to figure out what should be the expectations for the Giants this year. What's realistic, what's not realistic. Can they go on a run? And you can't let this week affect next week.
No.
Next week is rivalry week. This was an AFC opponent, and you hate to lose any game, but if you're going to lose, you'd rather lose to an AFC opponent. But now they're going to face a team in a hostile environment that has revenge on their mind, that may have found maybe not their identity, but showed us something that they haven't shown us this year, the ability to have an aerial attack.
Yep. And I heard an awful lot yesterday about the look that Jalen Hurts now has in his eye. Okay.
Well, just imagine what this game would have looked like if the Giants win. They have 3 wins. They'll be 2 behind Philadelphia, and then they have an opportunity to play Philadelphia and beat Philadelphia and be 1 back with 2 wins over them for all the tiebreaker purposes.
Plus, Washington lost, and Jaden Daniels gets hurt again.
Right.
So there would have been a lot of things that would have really added up to giving us a season back. Now, all of that aside, I have never seen this before. I can't remember a team, and I know what all the stupid stats are, okay? I don't need to go through them. You've heard them all by now. I can't ever remember a team being shut out through 3 quarters and put up 33 points in the 4th quarter. I can't ever remember that happening, and that is unfathomable to me. That you can let that happen.
It's almost comical looking at the statistics. You go like, okay, 7-0, 6-0, 6-0, 13, 33. You like, what? Whoa. Where's the typo? 33 points. And you talk about scoring 2 touchdowns with 4 minutes left on the clock.
I mean, you have an 18-point
It's never
lead.
happened. It was a 99.9% chance of victory.
Yeah, you have an 18-point lead with 10 minutes left, and you lose the game. And that is I don't want to talk about we can talk about the extra points. We can talk about all that. What this boils down to is your defense let that happen.
Yeah.
That's it. Period. End of story. Your defense blew an 18-point lead. And yes, part of it was Dart's interception, which was a bad interception.
Yeah.
But, Bart, there's no getting around that. That should never happen. And I don't know if it's because of prevent. I don't know what it is. Certainly Burns and guys like that were aggravated with the way they were playing defense and the way things were being called at the end of the game when they're walking out. That's all fine.
But
get your act together. You're the ones who have to execute.
But what we used to call prevent you from winning.
Yeah.
And if you're going to salt the clock out, it has to be with running the football. And you have to question some of the decisions that Daboll made because he put his young quarterback in that situation. Because if he just hands the ball off or does something safe like a quarterback power, where his quarterback keeps the ball in his hands, pretty much what Bo Nix did, and give yourself an opportunity that way, the clock keeps ticking. The clock is your friend. And it shouldn't have been possible for Denver to have the time on a clock to be able to throw the ball without getting out of bounds.
No.
They were able to throw two balls inside the field and be able to clock it to kick a field goal and give up, in a drop 8 to give up that type of play, that red 2 type of look, Tampa 2 look with only rushing 3 people at one time. It's ways to generate pressure but be safe at the same time. And this is a gut-wrenching loss because if it goes down to the end of the season and you fall short, this is the one you're going to say, I can't believe we had a good team on the ropes, on the road, and we let them back in because we decided to jab and try and point our way. I felt like we were trying to be Tito Trinidad against De La Hoya, and De La Hoya thought he had won the fight, and started jabbing and dancing and getting out of harm's way and end up losing the fight. You got to put people to sleep. In this league, the game is never over. The Giants, they can say, well, we got screwed. I think all the bad calls balanced out. They got a deflect. They got a deflecting touchdown. You got a deflecting touchdown. Football guys were fair. And you also got a gift with that Franklin Myers 15 yards on top of that.
That was sketchy at best.
He didn't hit him in the head or anything like that.
No.
And that pass interference was
also late.
That was the worst pass interference call I've seen in a long time. The guy got his head back around. He did everything right. And it's some arm fighting there, but never was that something that should have been called a penalty. But they called it, and Sean Payton lost his composure, ran out on the field, but they still, with 37 seconds, found a way. Just imagine if you would have ran that ball instead of throwing the interception. Think you got 37 seconds left?
No, of course not.
You're punting. They have to they spend at least another minute and a half, 2 minutes on going. And then the fact that you allowed them to use their timeouts, and then you also had to throw the ball on third down, stop the clock, you did them a favor. So it's a lot of questionable decisions whenever you give up 33 points. And listen, the defense can be as mad as they want. Prevent, no prevent. 33 points in one quarter is you getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not like a pick six or something like that did it. You're on the field for every one of those scores. That's on you, defense. Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah, there are dumb moments, okay? There are dumb moments all over the place. And most of them belong to the defense and Shane Bowen. It was bad defensive play calling. It was letting them go down the field. Penalties happen. That's just going to happen. And I'm not going to complain about the officiating or anything like that. If I'm going to point to two things in this game that caused you to lose it, it's not even, although it certainly played a role, it's not even the missed extra points. It is an 18-point lead in the fourth quarter.
That's more than enough. And you're supposed to be a generational defense. I mean, Brian Burns is having a defensive MVP type of season. Unfortunately, he won't get those accolades because on the other side, Benito is having an equally as good season, and the tie goes to the good team with the victories.
And here's the other thing you did. By not running the football on 3rd and 5 with a 10-point lead, what are the worst things that happen? Number one, they either take their final timeout at that moment, or they let the 40 seconds go off the clock, so you're punting with 4:10 as opposed to 4:47. And then if they did not, or if they did use their timeout in that spot, they don't have it to use on their next offensive series. And so when you do, or later on the defensive series, so the clock is going to continue to run at that point. So either way, You would have lost 35 to 40 seconds there by just that one decision. You gave them an opportunity to hold on to their last timeout, so they had it with 4 minutes left after they scored their touchdown.
And a short field.
Yeah. They got the short field, they scored their touchdown, and then when the Giants got the ball back, they still had a timeout to use.
Did your boy even make the plane ride back? Like, how can Shane be so negligent in being able to get a kicker?
That's a great question. I don't know how this happens. Now, if we're going to talk about Jude McAtamney, here's what you need to know. He kicked. He was mostly, when he was at Rutgers, he was mostly there as a kickoff guy because he had a big leg. He kicked one season as the primary kicker, and it wasn't anything.
Well, what was his stats?
It wasn't anything memorable. It was, I'd have to go back and look, but it wasn't off the charts. And I remember, nothing against the kid, okay? Nice kid from Ireland. But the stats at Rutgers were nothing spectacular as a kicker. Let me see here.
How the hell is he in the league then?
Well, he's in the league because the Giants brought him in initially as a kickoff guy. He was 12 of 18.
Well, you don't even need a kickoff guy anymore.
Well, again, this was 2 years ago that they brought him in.
Okay.
It was his last season was 23.
But now you don't even need a kickoff guy anymore because you just kick it flat into the zone. It don't matter because it used to be that your kicker used to have hang time and depth, right? Because you were running from the 25 or the 30, and you had to get guys down there. But now everybody runs at the same time, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't start until the guy catches it. So it really doesn't matter how high it is. Only thing that matters is in the zone, and that's why they only take 5 steps.
So he was primarily the kicker in 22, but in 23, they had somebody else who took over for him, and he was just the kickoff guy at Rutgers. And then last year, he's obviously been to the league the last year or so because of the kickoff experience and the ability to do that. But again, it's not as valuable now as it was. So they gave him the chance to be the kicker, and he's inaccurate. That's all there is to it. He's inaccurate, and you can't – I don't care what the operation is. In fact, here he is. And I'm sure he did the right thing here. But I can't –
He can jump on the sword all he wants, man.
I know.
He wouldn't last today.
I know. I understand, man. And look, it is a tough business, and you miss an extra point in that spot, that's a killer.
An extra point.
Like, listen, I can even live with the one earlier that happens, but the one later just cannot happen.
When we have to have it, go ahead, push the play.
Here he is.
Even with that, I still should be able to get guys out of the hole, you know? Like, if the snap's not perfect, the hole's not perfect, I'm a professional kicker.
Did he say?
Got to be able to make those.
Oh, did he throw a little salt in there? The hole's not perfect?
Here, go again.
Even with that, I still should be able to get guys out of the hole, you know? Like, if the snap's not perfect, the hole's not perfect, I'm a professional kicker. You know, I've got to be able to make those.
That's a little bit of an excuse.
I mean, everybody. I think
snap's not perfect. Holes not perfect.
He got asked about it not being the operation being sloppy. So, but that doesn't matter. I listen.
Got to make the kicks. I'm not going to shy away from take full responsibility.
Yeah, of course he's got to make the kicks. You got to make that kick.
It's not like it's an 80-yard, a 50, 60-yard. It's an extra point.
It is maddening to consider that Joe Shane can't find a freaking kicker. And last week or yesterday, and you've heard this too, the Packers have a guy that quite literally last Monday was preparing a lesson plan for being a high school teacher for this week and got signed off the scrap heap and went out and kicked a 61-yard field goal yesterday. Havlicek. So that is staggering.
Tell me this.
Staggering that would happen.
And this dude missed an extra point. 2 of them.
Yeah.
I give you 1. But 2?
No, and you can't miss the one that everybody knows means the most. And
right.
I love the Harlan reaction.
It means we don't lose.
There's nobody I'd rather have on the call in that moment than Kevin Harlan, who's like, oh, no! It's happened again! It was amazing. But listen.
Tell me this. How I know it's 3 weeks away, but how quickly do you think Justin Tucker's phone is going to blow up?
I'm sure it'll happen.
With this bad kicking in the league, I know he didn't kick well last year, but he's the NFL's all-time most accurate kicker in the history of football.
Yeah.
cold weather, bad weather.
I also think part of that is going to be because didn't Justin Tucker deny any wrongdoing at the beginning and then he got suspended? And
He really didn't get found guilty of nothing.
No, I understand, but teams are gonna ask how you're gonna handle yourself with this.
Well, listen, he's a guy that knows how to speak. He's not some crazy defensive tackle that don't know how to speak, don't know how to handle
But
himself.
he still has to be careful with whatever the lawsuit is.
Yeah. Like, listen, all I'm saying is, there's a lot of teams that need a kicker. And what the hell is up with Gano? Every year, something's wrong with Gano.
You can't do it anymore when you have a 38-year-old kicker. They're going to get hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't do this.
I mean, Tucker's 35, but it's a different 35 when you look at Gano. When you look at Gano and you look at the body type.
Absolutely, you just can't do this anymore. And all right, that all aside, again, all of it happened. The defense was the problem, and Shane Bowen was the problem. They were phenomenal for 3 quarters.
Yep,
absolutely amazing. I cannot get over the fact that you allowed them to go down that field like you did. I mean, let's be real. Bo Nix, who has gotten so much love, has not been great this year, he looked awful at times yesterday.
And the week before, he was awful.
Yes, awful. And you can't let him go out there and completely take over the game in the fourth quarter and lead you back. That's beyond staggering how bad that is.
And your boy Banks. If we in the meeting today, I'm looking at him like, you a sucker. Did you see him jump inside on that quarterback boot? Like, you talk about taking the path of least resistance. Even like all those seconds matter. Your job as the corner is to set the edge, not to jump inside because you see a big lineman coming. You go there and you take the L for the team. And he gave it up. And those are the seconds and the decisions that make the difference between winning and losing and being able to, even if they would have scored eventually, you made a business decision. And if I'm in that meeting today, see, those are the little things that people don't see.
Are we talking about the shove out of bounds? The one where it was like,
no. I'm
on
talking
Ingram.
No, I'm talking about the Bo Nix.
Okay.
When he ran the naked boot.
Oh, okay.
And he jumped, and they blocked down. They blocked down on Thibodeau, I believe. And they pulled the tackle around, and his one job is just to make sure that Bo Nix can't run outside, and he gave it up, and he gave it up like the path of least resistance, like water. And that's like, see, those the little things. Like, I'm not even talking about Ingram right there holding him in the fake shove. Not even that. That run, it was soft.
And then also, and I'm not positive it was him, so I don't want to hang on him yet.
And watch, so you know in a minute it's about to come up, I'm sure.
But on the Ingram play for 20 yards at the 2-minute warning.
Watch this.
We're just watching the replay of it right now, and I get what you're saying there completely. But on the Ingram play that went for 20 yards.
Right here. Watch him jump inside.
Well, again, it's on the touchdown for Nix, I get that, but I don't know if it was him trying to shove the guy out of bounds, but it was the weakest shove I've seen, and that let Ingram keep going for another 12 yards after that. I mean, all the way around, that defense was so bad in that fourth quarter that I think we have the answers to a lot of questions about the coaching staff. I think that's very clear to me. Because for the first 3 quarters, and I'm not saying that he doesn't get credit for the first 3 quarters, we saw an awful lot of dominant play. I mean, Brian Burns is a freaking beast with what he's done this season. And a lot of that defensive line is just controlling everything of what's going on against a team that is very physical. And the Giant offensive line even hung up yesterday against that defense. And look, they got their sacks. They got their sacks. They got all that, but he had a chance. He had a chance in the game. And that's what you had to feel good about with Dart.
This is a back-breaking loss, man.
Yeah. When we do look back, if we actually talk about later in the year, even though it's not a conference game, if the Giants actually got close to a point where you were talking about them making the playoffs, this is the game that keeps them from making the playoffs. This is the loss.
And looks like Dallas is trending.
Boy,
They're one big.
that was
big,
an
and I told
ass-kicking.
you, this is one big trade for Trey Henderson.
Yeah.
Clowney's looking good on the outside. And they with an offense like that, you need to just be top 20. You need to be mid-20. You need to be 20 in between 20 and 30.
Their defense did more than enough yesterday. More than enough. That looked like an ass-kicking. You're right. Bart Carlin, so it's all you on the Giants, on Dable, on everything. And there is one thing that has never been more clear to me today that I did not believe in at all season long before this. That is coming up. What your calls at 800-919-3776. Whew. One of them's got to go. We'll tell you which one next.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel's giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right, you can get it on the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter to bet on the game. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel's giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right, you can get it on the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Option required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
On the Belt Parkway, westbound, very slow now, in toward Flatbush Avenue. An accident blocking at least one lane, at least a mile and a half of delay there westbound. And now on the BQE northbound in Queens, up by Northern Boulevard, crash. One lane is closed. Hudson River crossings a bit lighter than normal this morning. We got delays on Route 109 southbound coming in toward Linden. That's a lot of traffic by Linden Airport. And northbound 109 very slow out of Newark up toward the Pulaski Skyway. NJ Transit trains, all mass transit looking good. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win, can change lives. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works. With an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our fans get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Honey, this is it.
Shot clock winding down. Trailing by 2.
When you can't miss the last shot, and neither can he, don't take slow for an answer.
Pastrello shoots. Did you see it, Carl?
Switch to Optimum Fiber, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet, starting at just $40 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today.
What went through your head on the last shot?
It all happened so fast.
Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Big color, bigger savings. It's Sherwin-Williams' biggest super sale. Get 40% off paints and stains October 17th through the 27th with prices starting at $29.39. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus their front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk.
I know stuff.
Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Let's go. Bart Carlin on the YouTube page at ESPN New York. Go there. Comment. We'll get your comments in on the show as well. 800-919-3776. We start today with Frank in Newark on ESPN New York. What's up, Frank? What do you got, bud?
Hey, good morning, guys. I wish I would have a better start to my day, except that Giants loss really, really stings at me. And, you know, there's two, aside the kicking issues, the two things that I remember most was the lack of discipline and game management. The lack of discipline coming from those delay of game penalties that, for some reason, Daboll keeps getting during the game. I mean, he sees.
I don't know if that. Hang on, though. Let's be clear, and I'm not going to absolve him of blame. That to me felt more like a problem with the noise in the building and the communication, and Dart still getting used to getting to the line and getting all of that stuff done right. And I'm not excusing it, but I don't know if I'm going to blame that one on Daboll. It's frustrating, but it's not. I actually am not shocked that it happened.
And I'm not shocked either, because, you know, we're going to go through the growing pains with a rookie quarterback, and these are part of the growing pains, and we see a huge upside in him, you know. And you guys might not agree with me on this one of making a trade for a wide receiver. I see him developing the same efficiency against a top 10 defense in the NFL, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I want to really pull the trigger and try to trade away a draft pick.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Let me ask a question. Do you really need to trade for a wide receiver? I don't know. I don't know if you do, because I think Wan'Dale Robinson is pretty damn good. I think that guy has kind of established himself. Now, granted, they got lucky in that the ball that was thrown directly to him that deflected ended up in Theo Johnson's hands, and it went for a touchdown. But nonetheless, Wan'Dale Robinson to me can be a number 2 receiver.
Yeah, but I guess what you're trying to say is, should you go out and get somebody else
for right now?
Yeah, I mean, but if you win, if you would have won, you would have thought maybe let's go out and do that. I mean, you see guys like Josh Allen, not without any household names, but when you look at it, Curtis Samuel, Elijah Moore, these are all guys that had reputations and resumes before they got to him. And you look up, like, he got a bunch of good receivers, not a great one, but he got a bunch of good receivers and prospects and Keon Coleman and stuff like that. I just don't know. Only Daboll would know what they need. I mean, you would think that it would be difficult to throw the ball against them yesterday, but they got the results. They got the PIs. They threw to the rook, got the PI. It's a tough call.
Well, I'll still say this about Dart. And I was saying this in a moment. I sent it in the group text. We do not need to be throwing the ball down the field 30 yards on every play late in the game. You need to go and get the 10 and 15-yard play.
Nice high percentage.
Yeah. You need to give yourself more of a chance than that.
Well, they knew they had the one-on-one.
You got bailed out on the pass interference.
Yeah, but they also knew that it was one-on-one. They were getting one-on-one on the outside. And you know how people say, I know you know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to do the opposite? Because traditional conservative thinking would say, hey, just throw it down, check down, see if somebody can make something happen. But then your probably greatest opportunity is throwing the ball on the outside, because when you throw it deep, that ball never gets picked off unless it's the Jets. But usually that ball is either incompleted or some type.
That was a great play.
Well, you might want to come back for the football.
That too. But it was a one-handed interception. I'm not going to get nuts on that. We'll get to the Jets. We'll get to the Jets, even though the Giants game was the best thing that could have ever happened to the Jets yesterday.
Yeah. Providing coverage.
800-919-3776. Joe in Smithtown next on ESPN New York. What's going on, Joe?
Good morning, fellas. So I think it's fair to say that the Giants would have a winning record if there was a competent coach anywhere on the sideline. Prevent with the worst part of your defense and then having the worst draft pick you've ever had in the last 5 years, and Banks out there playing softer than a baby's bottom is crazy. Dable doesn't scheme anything up. He just sits there and lets the athlete that is Jackson Dart make plays. That's not going to last for much longer. It's crazy. And then all the sucking up to John Mara with the game ball last week because he knows, here's the game ball.
Hang on. No. Dial it back on that. John Mara was sick. That's why he gave him the game ball.
That's right.
Don't be stupid about that.
For John Mara.
One has nothing to do with another, Joe. Joe, if you want to complain about him, sucking up to somebody, I can do without the sucking up to the quarterback all the time, because that is something to me that just looks so out of whack. Like, why is it that we need to be kissing the ass of the quarterback the entire time if you're the head coach? Why? All that looks like to me, I have seen it 1,000 times in corporate life. You see it all the time. Somebody gets fired, and you bring in a new guy, and you've always known those 2 or 3 guys who are going to go right in and try to work their way right up there, you-know-what, trying to figure out exactly how can I position myself best. The king is dead. Long live the king. That's exactly what this looks like with the coach just on top of Dart every chance he gets.
Well, he knows the camera on Dart, man, so I got to get in the shot.
It's not even the camera. It's making sure that they see that you are one in the same with him.
We are.
Right?
Me, you are same.
Exactly. I hug on to you and everything. And I'll tell you this. One thing that is very clear to me after all of it. I am not worried about firing the coach and that hurting Jackson Dart. I'm not. The coach can be fired and the GM can stay. That could actually happen at the end of the year. That was something that I would not have considered prior to this, because the draft picks were so bad a couple of years ago with Joe Shane. The Barkley decision was so bad a couple of years ago with Joe Shane. But after the draft last year and after what's happening this year, he did get Carter and Dart. And it took guts to make the call to go and do that, especially with a quarterback late in the first round. I know you got to do something to try to save your job. To me, I'm okay with it because Dart's the real deal. Stop getting hit. Stop getting hit.
But I thought they could have got Dart without even making a move or a trade up. But, when you think you're sure and you're unsure that maybe a team like Pittsburgh or somebody would grab him, then you go up and you do what you need to do. So, I still don't know if it's easy to make the Carter signing. That's the easiest signing to do. So that didn't take great GMing. I look at like a team like Cleveland, who's balling their ass off. They not balling their ass off, but with Dylan Gabriel, what they did, that kid from Ohio State, that's what I call GMing, because I told you about Fannin. Like they're getting production from every single one of their draft picks. So I give that GM Matthew Berry way more credit than I give for what he did, because how you measure a general manager is what happens when you get 4th round, 5th round, 6th round, and they're getting production from those guys. I don't see that happening from the Giants standpoint, so to speak. And so I don't know if that means that, okay, Shane, you're safe, because you've done you've picked pretty much what every general manager would have picked.
Well, let's be clear.
First 2 rounds.
With Dart, let's be clear about one thing. when he made the trade up to get Dart, he made the trade with the Rams. And he made the trade with the Rams. He thought the Rams were picking Dart. Let's be clear. Because nobody behind the Rams at the rest of the first round was taking a quarterback. The Falcons weren't, the Ravens weren't, the Lions weren't, the Commanders weren't, the Bills weren't, the Eagles weren't, the Chiefs weren't. None of them were taking quarterbacks. Maybe somebody else would have thought about trading up.
To move up, yeah.
But the problem is the Rams didn't want Dart. The Rams wanted to trade up earlier to get Tet McMillan, the receiver.
Yeah.
And when that went off the board as early as it did, that went out the window, and that opened the door for the Rams to make that decision.
But look at a team like the Rams. When was Puka Nacua drafted?
Yeah.
That's GMing. When you get a star that was picked in the 5th round.
Cooper Kupp before that,
right.
He was, what, a 3rd-round pick, I think?
Right. So that's GMing. Like, that's what we're talking about when we talk about being able to be an outstanding general manager. We speak about those type of things. Not saying this what's his name again? Sting.
Joe Shane.
Yes. No, not to say that Shane isn't a good – he hasn't done I would give him like a 70%.
But I think at this point, that's a passing grade. If Dart continues to play like this, now I think the one thing that could work against him is if Dart gets hurt. If Dart gets hurt and the season goes completely in the tank.
And he's surgery or something like RG3 or something like that, and
right.
He could compromise, and now you can't start next year on time because you start with Jameis Winston.
I mean, like even on the design runs, he still takes hits that he doesn't have to take.
Yeah.
Like there's one that he rolled out yesterday, design run, took off, and didn't even fake at trying to slide or get out of the way. Didn't even fake at it. Welcome the contact.
I would say this for Shane. Maybe the Saquon Barkley non-signing is aging better, as we know that Saquon hasn't had a 100-yard game rushing this season.
It was more about how poorly he handled it at the time.
Correct.
To me, and the fact that we all saw it.
Right, the fact that he allowed us to see it.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue of all. Because, again, remember this about the Hard Knocks. The team has final cut on what makes it. The team has final cut. They have final say on what's in the show and what's not. Bart and Carlin, 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. All of your comments over on the YouTube page as well. Damian Woody later. We'll get to some Jets later on because we're contractually obligated. Actually, we're not anymore, so that's all right. And we will get to whatever.
How about the Browns?
Let's not.
Let's talk about Miami's misery.
Is McDaniel fired yet? I'd be shocked if he's not fired today. Shocked.
It's crazy. I forgot who was mocking him with them big-ass glasses and the hood on. You know what I'm saying? He got the Dionne Warwick and the 1988 Grammys shades on, man.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
These days, at Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree, they're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino.
Download it. Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5 S Select for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S0595731. MSRP $31,915. Zero security deposit. Ends 10/31/25.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football. This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Giants gave you one of the most embarrassing, worst losses you could ever imagine. Ever. There must be a doctor out there that will give me an IV that will put me in a coma.
Yeah, but you were so back. According to
a sedated coma. Why is it that every other team, Parker Romo, he can make every kick. Joel Pinheiro, he can make whatever his name is. Freddie Pinheiro, whatever Pinheiro's name is. I don't know his name. Maybe I eat the microphone. I'm furious.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
How do you even say his name, by the way?
McAtamney.
No, I don't think that's right.
Well, tell Jordan how you pronounce it.
McTamaney.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Well, as somebody that bet the under for the Dolphins, I'm thrilled to hear that, according to Ian Rappaport, no change is expected with the head coach. More than happy. Keep rolling him out there when you lose 31-6 to the Browns. I know you like the coach, Stephen Ross, but holy crap. I mean, you're going to fire the GM there, too. That whole thing's going to get cleaned out, but that's getting him absolutely embarrassed in Cleveland.
I mean, the Mike McDaniel era is questionable. They put so much into this. They put almost as much into this as the Jets did in the Aaron Rodgers thing. Remember that 3 years ago, the transactions that they made, making a trade for Bradley Chubb, making a trade for Armstead, signing Tyreek Hill, paying Jalen Waddle, the trade of Micah Fitzpatrick and going to get Jalen Ramsey.
And then finally paying Tua.
Right.
Holy crap. That looks like a disaster.
Like, they went all in, and it's almost like the end of a window. So at some point, they're going to have to figure it out.
We'll get more into that later on. I can't even make her wait. Tessa and West Caldwell, I need something to go right your way, so we'll just get you right on right now. How you doing today?
I'm not doing well at all, guys. Like, I'm not doing well. So thank you so much for taking my call. Listen, I wasn't born when the miracle of Maryland happened. I was not here. I wasn't in existence. And I understand about the Deshaun, when he caught the ball and ran it back. But we were not dominating that game from the beginning all the way to 5 minutes in to the fourth, okay? So that's why, for me, this is the worst devastating loss in my life as a Giants fan. They literally sucked my soul out with a freaking metal straw.
Was this worse than Trey Junkin? I don't know about
Listen,
that.
no, this is the worst. I just want to make a correction.
That was a
Last
playoff
week,
game.
Carlin, I said that, oh, my God, we're on the outside looking in at a dumpster. No, we was just renovating because that's where we belong, in a hot dumpster with fish guts. Oh, my God. Bart, I don't understand. Did Shane learn from the Dallas game? Why are you rushing 3 and dropping 8? They were starting to cook us in the backfield. We had 2 major freaking injuries. Banks is a bum. The bank is always closed. Him. Then the spaghetti leg freaking kicker, cut him. I need results immediately. I've never called for firing. If y'all really listen, I never call for firing. I need results. Cut that kicker. He shouldn't even been on the plane on the way back. Somebody got to go. And I think it got to be Shane right now. I think it got to be Shane Bowen because I'm so sick of some of the call. I don't even know what to do. I feel so bad because I'm so mad at the defense because how great they played until 5 minutes in the fourth. They played such an amazing game. They was the defense that was, and then the offense. Listen, just like they cooked Russ, no, Dart need to be cooked too for that freaking interception. They had no business. Oh my God,
Tessa, I know. I hear you. I feel you. I'm sorry. Can we at least acknowledge, though, that the head coach is the head coach and can say to the defensive coordinator, hey, enough with the prevent crap. The strongest part of your team is the pass rush. How about, I'm not telling you to blitz, but I'm telling you to at least rush 4, if not 5, and put a little bit of pressure on Nix. What do you know? All of the damage that you did against Nix earlier in the game when he was god-awful was when you were getting pressure on him.
What if Bowens would have said, run the damn ball?
I would have fired him in the moment. I would have.
Run the damn ball. We don't have no damn time.
He wouldn't have been wrong.
If you don't throw a pick in a plus territory.
Here's the problem, though. That's one play. That whole sequence was an entire quarter for your defensive coordinator, and that was inexcusable. You cannot be up 19-0 and 26-8 and lose the game and give up 33 points in one quarter. And I know they got a short field off the interception. The interception was bad. Can we all agree that the quarterback is not why they lost the game yesterday?
No, but he did make a pivotal mistake at a bad time.
He did. But he came back from it.
Yeah, he made the play for you to win.
Yep.
And then your kicker ensured that you can lose and not get tied for overtime.
Yep.
And you decided not to run the ball.
It is one of those games, and we see these occasionally, where if one thing does not go against them in that entire stretch, they win the game.
Game over.
Yeah. Whether it's they run the ball on third down, whether it's McAtamney making an extra point, whether it's the not throwing the pick, whether it's not being in the prevent, all of that, all of it, whether it's who bit
Banks,
we're talking about
Banks
earlier.
jumping outside.
Banks jumping outside.
That's at least 10 seconds right there.
One of those penalties, by the way, I was not convinced that if the roughing the passer penalty hadn't been called on John Franklin Myers, that he had definitively gotten the first down.
Yeah, I thought he was short.
I
thought
thought
the
he
ball
was
was in the wrong
short,
hand.
too.
He was super short.
The problem was the marker on the sideline was like a yard shorter than the yellow line.
The actual yellow line,
was.
right. And we
So
know
I'm
that's
not sure
unofficial.
what was right
I thought
and
it was
what
short
wasn't.
because when he made the dig, it wasn't in the left hand, it was in the right hand, which is the right hand is like a yard. You think about the width of somebody's body, is about a yard short.
So it's one of those things where if one of those things does not go wrong, you win the game. But the defense is the biggest culprit by far. The biggest culprit by far. Mel is up next in Jersey on ESPN New York. Mel, what do you got?
Good morning. Good morning. First off, man, New York is a great town to live in for sports. I love Tess. I love the energy that ESPN radio I can come to every time after any game. First, can I say, I understand this was a terrible loss, but the Deshaun Jackson run back for me as a Giant fan, I think that's my worst loss of all
that was
time.
a pretty bad one. I would. These two are right there for regular season losses.
See, I forgot we got veteran listeners.
Yeah.
Shall we rank
Now, listen, these two are right there for the regular season losses. I don't know how you could put either one in front of a playoff loss at San Francisco with a bad long snapper and you blew a massive lead. I don't know how you can put it in front of that.
Tell me about it. All right, now, man. So there's a few points where I blame this loss at. First off, let's put our helmets on. Let's get ready to work. Get ready for next week. We're pushing the tires along of becoming a better team. I feel like this loss yesterday, this is gonna push us in the right direction. Because honestly, man, good teams figure out how to win games. We're not a great team. Two things that stick out to me. First off, the kicker. Yeah, we all gonna blame him, but he's not our normal kicker. We just try to put him up on the.
Now, listen, if he's been there, he's your kicker, and he's got to make the kicks.
Yeah, because you got choices of who you decide to ultimately make your kicker. Like that's not something that's just mutual, that's exclusive. You can go out and find a kicker anywhere. It's a lot of kickers out there.
When a team brings in a guy that was literally preparing a lesson plan for a high school class last Monday, and he kicks a 61-yard field goal on Sunday, I don't want to hear about it with McAtamney. I don't. He cannot be.
Let's get our next one in here. Now, the thing that really stood out to me, bro, the best thing about watching bad football is that you also get to see good football at the same time. So, the defense, bro, the balls that Jackson Dart overthrew, right? He threw a bunch of balls overthrown, but you see the defense, the secondary is behind the wide receivers. Now on the Giants side, you see that the secondary is in front of the wide receivers and they're getting underthrown, and that's how they're getting the catches. So, to me, I'm like, dang, we got to learn how to adjust. We got to learn how to scheme and plan better, because that's how I feel we lost the game, with the kicker and our secondary, which you can also blame the defensive coordinator for.
Look, the secondary for the Giants, it was not like it was when you're playing off the ball 10 and 15 yards, I don't know how you have a chance to try to go and make plays.
I've always hated that bend, don't break stuff.
Yeah.
Because it makes you passive and reactive.
It changes your mentality.
Yeah, it makes you reactive. And, now you have to be waiting and sitting back and reading instead of attacking and playing aggressively. You can play aggressive and still have aggressive call. Have conservative calls, but still have aggressive play.
Not everything has to be a zero blitz.
Yeah, two-man, right? Whole rat, man free. You can lock stuff up and still, be able to be conservative but still be aggressive at the same time. It's degrees to it.
What this means for the future next. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York app and on YouTube on the ESPN New York page. Go there and watch.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and help someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can change lives. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works. With an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our fans get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
The post-career day press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown! Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson. And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
All right, I'm going to give you a choice here. I'm going to give you a chance, and I shouldn't make it sound like I'm doing you a favor. You can either talk about the Jets right now, or we can put it off a little bit and take some more Giant calls. What do you want?
I mean, I think let's stay where the energy is. And right now, the energy right now is with.
Well, if that's the plan, then we're not getting to the Jets today.
Well, we'll get to the Jets. Right? I feel like there's energy there for that, but I mean. We got, energy for the Giants. Let's let the Giants, that was the last game that we saw.
Yep.
The thing that's fresher in our mind. We can go back and revisit the Jets after this.
Show planning on the air. Here's how it's going to go. Giants calls 800-919-3776. The bigger picture with the Giants, 11:30, we will have the first of two sideline to sidelines today where we go around the league. Damian Woody at 12. Laid it all out. That's how it happens. Behind the scenes, you're welcome. 800-919-3776. Let's hit D in Queens next on ESPN New York. D, what's up, brother?
All right, two things. The Giants, this is actually a good thing because I've never thought Daboll was a good coach, and you don't want fool's gold. I said all along what's going on is fool's gold because Dart is covering up how bad a coach he is. So Dart is good. This is clarifying to help you fire Daboll. As for the Jets, because I'm a Jets fan, listen, I'm glad they put Tyrod Taylor in the game so people can see, one, the OC stinks. I think that's apparent. You have two mobile quarterbacks and you're running an offense that suits Jared Goff. Two, we overrated their talent on offense. They don't have a line, and they definitely don't have any receivers or playmakers. So Justin Fields should have stayed in Pittsburgh because this makes him look worse than he actually is. This is not good on offense.
He was not good.
So they won the first point. They do have a good offensive line. If you chart what Mimble's done, what Simpson has done, Fashanu struggled a little bit. They have a good – I think this is going to be one of the best offensive lines. To your other point, that this is offense for Jared Goff. I don't think this is exactly something for Jared Goff. I think it has Jared Goff elements because the offense is a West Coast type of offense. I don't think that they're trying to make this because Tyrod Taylor and Jared Goff has similar traits as far as throwing the football and being able to throw the ball from the pocket. So I don't think that's accurate as well. So I don't think Amsterdam is doing such a bad job. I think the issue is they don't have any weapons outside, and without Garrett, you see, like without Garrett, it's different from without Neighbors. Because without Garrett, you still invested in Jalen Hyatt, who was one of the best receivers. Doesn't he have the record for receiving yards or something?
Yeah, but in college, he hasn't done jack in the pros.
But you have
Wan'Dale Robinson. That's the guy to point to.
Slayton's hurt, but you have Slayton.
And I would also say
this. Big money.
You have made Theo Johnson a bigger part of the offense with Dart.
Correct.
And that's a big part of it, too.
I mean, like, the Jets go from Garrett Wilson to Alan Lazard.
The Jet wide receiving core is an utter joke right now. There's nobody there.
And Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, there's nobody there who's even a little bit helpful. I'll get more back to the Jets in a bit. Eddie in Rockland is next. ESPN New York. Eddie, what's up?
What's going on, fellas?
How you doing?
All right, on the Jets, on the Giants, all I see is a team turning the corner, but no driver at the wheel. And I would like to get, for Sexy Dexy, I would like to get Sexy Rexy and have Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator starting in the next couple of weeks.
No, you don't do that in the middle of the season. You don't bring somebody from the outside in the middle of the season. If you fire the coordinator, you elevate somebody else, and you start doing more of what the head coach
wants. Why, you don't think Rex is better than anything they have?
It is, but you can't put in verbiage, language, concepts in the middle of the season. So then what happens when you start seeing blown calls and stuff missed, then you're going to say, oh, man, this sucks. They're blowing so many calls and stuff like that. Yeah, you can put in blitzes and stuff, but who's going to mess up? It's nuance to this stuff. You don't just put in one of the most complicated defenses in a weekend.
No, you don't do that.
And who's to say that Rex is going to leave his job from where he's at? Yeah. Like, I can't see Rex. I saw Rex maybe leaving maybe for Dallas. Maybe he'll leave for Dallas because Schottenheimer was his coordinator, and maybe Rex will come to try and be his coordinator. Mm-hmm. And then Rex looks at what's happening maybe with Vance Joseph. He sees what's happening with Robert Saleh. He sees what's happened to Ulbrich, guys that are considered, revitalizing their head coach.
Saleh's going to be back in the mix talking about a head coach this offseason.
And Ulbrich.
Yeah.
Ulbrich, same thing. And, maybe Rex sees, going to Dallas and with that offense, being able to have a great defense and maybe win a Super Bowl or go somewhere deep. He tried it before with McCarthy. Maybe he'll do it with Schottenheimer.
Let's hit it with David. David and Elizabeth, you're going to have to sit for a bit, bud. We're not getting to the Jets yet. Here's Elias in Queens. Elias, what's going on?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Just chiming in on the Giants. I want to know what you guys think about them going for 2 when they were up 19-0. Like, I felt like there was no need for that. They're not trailing the game. They're winning. They should just take the points as they come.
Yeah.
So I feel that point came back and bit them at the end.
Well,
and I just think that's another flaw from Dable. Like that's
Elias, like I said, I was spotty. I watched most of the game, but I missed parts because I was working. When you say that they're down 19, that means that maybe they were chasing a point that they had missed earlier.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get the point back to make it 21, so it's 3 touchdowns, not a combination of 20 where you can get tied with a field goal.
Plus, if you do if you go for that, it makes it harder for them. Like if you go and you kick the extra point and it's 20-0,
right?
And the team starts to come back. What have we seen teams do when they've been down like that? We have seen teams go for 2 in the middle of that. So you kind of eliminate that as a possibility of them winning the game there. If you get the 2, I had no problem with it whatsoever.
Because they could have
especially that late.
Score, go for 2, score, go for 2, field goal.
Yeah. Especially that late.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it. I mean, for Pete's sake, there was 2 minutes left in the third quarter. I mean, that's nothing. That's no big deal whatsoever. Dave, Westchester, next on ESPN New York. Dave, what's going on?
Hey, Not much. You guys covered just about everything, so I'll go to a different point. Number one, like, why are we rushing 3 people with 30 seconds left? I mean, why not rush? I don't get this. Like, I don't care what kind of quarterback you are. If you have pressure on you, it's going to be much more difficult. That's number one. Number two, just want to ask Bart, like, Dable seems to be the problem. If he goes, who could you see coming in? And whoever you see coming in, would that affect, like, them saying, well, I got to get my guy, let's get Dart out of here, something like that? Like, would that happen? Who do you see that could come in? Because I think Dable is the problem in this whole situation, to be honest with you. And you don't need a wide receiver. Well, our wide receivers are good right now, and what's his name will be coming back.
I can see Lane Kiffin, his college coach, who's been a head coach in the league before.
That's interesting.
Or I can see...
Oh, he's been a head coach in the league before.
He was a coach at the Raiders for 1 or 2 years.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
Is he a defensive guy?
He's an offensive guy. Offensive guy. He's an offensive guy. He's an offensive genius. That's what he's kind of like the Josh McDaniels. That's what he was kind of before Josh McDaniels. But he had that thing with Al Davis, where Al Davis, his head coaching career didn't go well. And Cliff Kingsbury.
Interesting too. Would you, if you are looking for a head coach and you're going down that road as opposed to the Giants are never going to go big game hunting for a head coach, right?
Mike McCarthy.
But here's my point.
Mike McCarthy won 12 games a year.
I know.
Everybody when they hear Mike McCarthy, they
I know, but it feels uninspired. That's what it feels.
But all the dude does is win 12-5, 12-5, 12-5.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
He's an offensive guy. Whoever comes in has to be an offensive guy.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yes, it
has to be an offensive guy.
Yeah, I'm not going Brian Flores. I'm not going anybody like that. That's if you decide to move on. Could you have Mike McCarthy? Could you have Cliff Kingsbury? Can you have Lane Kiffin and Rex Ryan on the same? Can you have that?
Boy, Lane and Rex would be entertaining. Lane. Here's the thing about Lane. Lane would have the guts to hire Rex as his DC. He wouldn't care.
Yeah.
He would not care that Rex would get the attention, and not that Lane wouldn't get plenty of it himself. He would.
But, I mean, everybody's looking at, like, oh, man, look how great of a defensive coordinator that Robert Saleh is. Look how great Ulbrich is.
I hate to say it.
Rex is better than everything out there.
I hate to say it. It doesn't feel like the Giants would ever hire Lane Kiffin because that's not their MO. But at some point, don't you have to go outside the box?
Depends on what you believe in
when things aren't working.
Listen, we know it's difficult. The hardest thing, and the Giants know this better than most, it is hard to find a quarterback in this league. And if they feel like they found one, I don't care what our tradition is. The most important thing is being able to support that quarterback.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 7 o'clock tonight, Rangers hosting the Wild at Madison Square Garden. Our pregame coverage begins 6:30 right here on ESPN. And then pay attention here, 8 o'clock, ALCS Game 7 in Toronto, Blue Jays Mariners. Coverage begins at 7:30 on 1050, and as soon as the Rangers Wild is over, we will join that in progress on 880. So you get Game 7 ALCS tonight. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. One thing I am very clear on now, and I have never thought this way before. I have absolutely no problem doing it. I can separate Dable from Joe Schoen, because what happened yesterday was 100% on the head coach. The stupidity of allowing your defense to continue to do the same things, even though he's not the coordinator. You're still the head coach. You still have control over that by just saying to the DC, can we rush 4? Since that's the strength of our team, can we rely on the strength of our team to go win the game? Our pass rush is by far the strength of our team, and when it has disrupted the quarterback earlier in the game, and he looked horrible for 3 quarters, what do you know? We were putting a lot of pressure on him. That's one. 2, you're not running the ball on third down, which was as dumb as could be. And then 3, just overall, 33 points in the fourth quarter after shutting them out and blowing an 18-point lead with 10 minutes left. All of it is inexcusable. And so I have no problem after everything that's gone wrong this, and I'm getting sick and tired. I'm getting so sick and tired of seeing the coach so far up the keister of the quarterback. It's unbelievable. I mean, just make out with him on the sideline, for Pete's sake. You were going up. You were hugging him. You were putting your arm around him. You were doing everything to make sure that everyone knows that you and Jackson Dart are tied so closely together so that you won't get fired. It's sickening to watch. Oh, God, it's sickening to watch. Just stop with that crap.
But he did beat the champions, man.
Oh, okay.
Like,
you know what's going to tell me a lot?
He's coached his
All right,
ass off.
Listen, you know what? First of all, I told you last week a couple of things. Number one, I told you Sunday would tell you a lot about the quarterback. And it did.
Yeah.
It did. Even though he threw the pick late in the game, he bounced back from it.
Yeah.
And he went and led the team down the field and was going to tell you a lot about them.
He's got it.
The fact that they lost that game is not on the quarterback. It's on the coach. Yes, they did beat 2 really good teams. What happens this week?
Which coach?
See, on Dable. On Dable.
No,
absolutely. You're the head coach.
It's not on the defense coordinator?
Some of it is, absolutely. That was terrible. But ultimately, you're the guy. And all you got to do is walk 5 feet away. Hey, dumbass, let's go rush some more people. How about that?
Yeah, he could have said no 3-man rush.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all I need.
But you know
don't make it easy for their offensive
You know how
line.
it is. Nobody wants to farm nobody else's land. You hired a man to do a job.
You're the head coach on the hot seat. You're going to get fired.
I got it.
Go talk to him. Go talk to him. And so, for me, Shane is the guy that can save his job by drafting the quarterback. And it might have been the guy that Dable wanted, but when you're still doing things that cost your team games, I'm sorry, that's going to work against you. And for the first time, I can really separate the two. I really can.
So we both agree that Shane should go.
No, we both agree that Dable should go. Apparently we don't. Apparently we don't.
Well, let's ask the people.
800-919-3776. Who is it that should be on their way out? Should it still be Shane and Dable together? Should it be Dable or should it be Shane? We got a couple of people who are checking in on this. Jared checking in. They beat the Eagles because they were in the middle of emotional turmoil. They were not mentally prepared for the game the Giants brought to them, and we took advantage of that. See, that's what I'm really interested in this week with the Eagles game. Did the Eagles right their ship, and now they are going to be so motivated to really stick it to the Giants on Sunday?
Well, this is the when you beat me, and the whole Dart mayhem kind of exploded once he embarrassed us there. I mean, you divisional opponent, hated opponent, you want that get back anyway. Let alone how important it is now that you see the other team starting to figure it out in Dallas, and if you lose another one, Dallas can be on your heels.
Yeah, they could be. There's going to come a time this year where you're going to sit there and say, that damn Denver game.
But the Denver game, how about Dallas game? Those 2 games.
The Dallas game, their offense is so good, they're going to beat you. They were going. I never felt like in that Dallas game that the game was over. Did you?
But this is supposed to be an overworldly defense.
But it's not. But it hasn't played that way. And I saw them play that way for 3 quarters yesterday, and then I saw their defensive coordinator took their foot off the gas.
Again, right? What I'm saying is those are 2 games that the Giants should have.
But who can stop that? The head coach. Honestly, I know.
He don't know the plays. He don't know the defensive calls. He can't.
Right.
It's not like he said, give it here, let me call him.
So we had the issue with Wink Martindale the first couple of years, right?
Yep.
So Wink and he did not get along. And Wink's no walk in the park either. But I can tell you, last year, just being around the Michigan team a little bit, I got a real sense that, what was going on, I'm not shocked that broke up. But now you're going to step back and you're going to take your hands off the defense? Are you doing that to have somebody to blame? There's nobody left for Brian Dable to start to work toward pointing the finger at anymore. There's nobody left for that.
I get that. He had the plan, but you still got to allow people. Like Shane, not Shane.
Wink?
No, the coordinator now.
Bowen. Shane Bowen.
Yeah, Bowen is – you got to allow Bowen to do his job. Like, you gave him the vote of confidence. He's the person that you hired. So the same way you talk about how owners kind of be a helicopter dad, you can't be a helicopter coach. You either believe in what I'm doing or you don't. And if that's the case, why did you hire me? Why didn't you? You should have hired somebody else. Like, I'm sure when they sit down, he's looking at the philosophy, especially – like, see, the difference is with Dayball as far as him starting to panic. Why would you panic when you just pitched a shutout for 3 quarters? That Bowen he's the guy that did that, right? He's the guy that made sure that you were shutting him out and dominating this team. So you can't see all this happening in one quarter, right?
No, but when they make it a 10-point game, hey, let's get back to what we were doing, huh? How about that?
See, but you got this the problem when you're the head coach and the OC. You don't have time to be the supervisor. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're worrying about how do I get a damn first down? How do I respond? Like, remember, he's in it too. He ain't got time to be going over there and saying what's going on with the defense. You know who does that? Head coaches. Mike Tomlin. Guys like guys that aren't coordinators / head coaches.
But why am I absolving of sin when he is still the head coach in name? I get it that he's a coordinator too, but still Kafka's there.
He over there thinking about where's the images, where's the video of what just happened to us? What are they doing defensively? He's over there trying to man that. You see what I'm saying? You understand?
I get what you're saying.
That's difficult. You're in the middle of the stuff now.
Yeah.
You got to respond. You're behind.
But let me tell you how that should go. Let me turn my back for a second. What's going on? How did we get here? Oh my. You know what? Stop rushing 3.
But you know how we got there? My quarterback threw a pick on a play that I called. So like you're still trying to figure out how to farm your own lane. You're trying to figure it out on your end. I'm just letting you know. Like when a defense has just shut a team out for 3 quarters, the first one you're like, all right, whatever, we good. And then it's like they score again. Oh, we all right. We up 10-6. This has never happened 1,000 times. Let me go over here and make sure I can get a couple first downs. Let me bleed out the clock. You ain't got time to be trying to figure out because you need to be making your adjustments before you go back on the field.
But then that is on Dable. Then that he's just going to we're good.
Well, he was trying to make sure that we were getting good on offense.
Yeah, I get that, but you have a responsibility to the entire team there. And how do I know this? Brian Burns is walking off at the end of the game pissed off. Why? Because they're rushing 3. Because they got away from what they were doing.
That's fair.
Bart Carlin, 880 ESPN on the ESPN New York app. Let's hit Justin up next on ESPN New York. Justin, what's going on? Good
morning, boys.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Good morning, boys. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the who should get fired between Joe Shane and Brian Dable. So, personally, I think both should go. I think Joe Shane is tied to Brian Dable. He brought him in here in the first place. I don't have confidence in Joe Shane to hire the next guy to run this organization. Personally, I think Brian Dable should have already been fired. I'm a lifelong Giants fan, and I never really call for anyone to be fired. But it's always the Giants, the last 2 seasons that I watched, that our defense falls apart or our quarterback can't get a first down or just unnecessary turnovers, and that's on Brian Dable, unfortunately. And Joe Shane is tied to him, and I think they both need to go. Thank you for the call, boys.
Look, I get it. I would have no problem at the end of the year keeping Shane if you're going to have the quarterback continue to play like this. And I'm not going to sit there and say, like, the only way I can keep the coach right now is that I'm going to go and make the playoffs, or I'm going to go and win 8-9 games. Because if I do that, then he has been able to turn this around. Even if he has a positive effect on Dart does anybody feel like Jackson Dart's success is going to only be predicated on Brian Daboll? Brian Daboll wants you to think that, but I don't believe that.
I just think if you think Dart is playing well and figuring it out, then I'd much rather keep the continuity between him and his play caller / head coach than him who goes out and gets to. It's a lot of guys that can come in here and get. There's a lot of guys that can come in here and pick the groceries. There's not a lot of people that can go out there and cook the meal. And if Dart's playing well, if you think, oh man, this kid is playing a lot better than we think or that we thought, you have to give Daboll some of that credit.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, hit it.
This fall, don't sit on the sidelines because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, joint pain, and missing out on all the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain, Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is a Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing, getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime, just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraines, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will design a personalized non-surgical game plan just for you without any pain medication. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted. So what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the game and out of the action this season. Visit SandwellPain.com. Text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. J. Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
You can get all of your comments in on the YouTube chat on the ESPN New York YouTube page and watch the show. Joe Counts chimes in with, Daboll doesn't call plays. What is Bart talking about? No. Remember, bud, a couple weeks ago when Dart took over, we heard mysteriously that Daboll was, quote, going to be more involved. I don't know if he's calling the plays or not, or if Kafka is, but Daboll is certainly hitching the wagon to Dart publicly every which way he can.
You got best believe that he's putting this game plan together. He's not going to sit on the sidelines with his job on the line and not being involved in the play call and what's going on. That he got his ears wide open to what's being called, what's going on. Trust me.
It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York. It was a bizarre day in some ways yesterday. And I'll tell you what, the standalone games are killing us. We'll talk about that a little bit. But it was a bizarre day in a couple of spots. Yeah. We go sideline to sideline next on ESPN New York.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 million raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
We are moving now.
Electric bikes are everywhere. They are quiet and very fast. Teens ride them on the roads, in bike lanes, but also in places they should not be, like sidewalks and parks.
Look out!
When you ride, wear a helmet. Don't speed. Watch out for pedestrians and cars. New York State and your community have specific rules for electric bikes. Follow them. Go to trafficsafety.ny.gov for more info. A message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kids' bathtub to a shower and did an incredible, really an unbelievable job. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit done in just one day. Durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and lower cost than a standard replacement. And a lifetime guarantee. Right now, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
This October, the only thing scarier than missing the game is missing out on a brand new Kia. At Kia City of the Bronx, 3505 Connor Street is where the ghosts of old rides get traded in and new legends are born. They've got a monster lineup of new Kias that'll take you from tailgates to haunted houses in style. Visit KiaCity.com or call 646-917-7955. Don't get spooked, get moving. Kia City of the Bronx, where Halloween meets horsepower.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet, Sportsbook and Casino.
Download it.
Honey, this is it. Shot clock winding down. Trailing by 2.
When you can't miss the last shot, and neither can he, don't take slow for an answer.
Pastrello shoots. Didn't see it coming.
Switch to Optimum Fiber, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet, starting at just $40 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today.
What went through your head on the last shot? It all happened so fast.
Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Score or win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Out here, pets are always by your side, watching the herd, running fence lines, or asleep at your feet. Pets are some of our favorite customers. When you bring them along to Tractor Supply, we'll always have a treat waiting. And with our price match guarantee, you'll always get the best price on their favorite food, toys, treats they love, and pet meds to keep them healthy. Tractor Supply, for pets out here.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just any tee, the band tee. You wore it everywhere until your best friend stole it. Now you're on eBay, and there it is. Same tee from the same tour. The things you love have a way of finding their way back to you, especially on eBay. Where else can you find that mint trading card you searched everywhere for, or your first car, the one you wish you never sold? It has to be eBay. Shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay, things people love.
He would be Bart. I would be Carlin. This would be ESPN New York. Hit us up on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Watch the show there. And, of course, the ESPN New York app where you can go there, click right on the tile and watch the show there or listen or whatever you want. Like, it's all just so stupidly easy for you. If I can figure this out, anybody can. It's Bart and Carlin. It's time for Sideline to Sideline.
It's gonna happen.
This is Sideline to Sideline. Go. With Bart and Carlin. Rams 35, Jaguars 7.
I gotta tell you, I watched 8 seconds of this game yesterday. Why? Because that's exactly what I thought would happen. The Rams blew their doors off. I know the Jaguars are better, but what I would tell you is that the Rams have surprised me, and I know a lot of people picked them at the beginning of the year, and I give those people a lot of credit because the Rams have just been so good and consistent in what they're doing on both sides of the ball. I really will be wondering later in the year how Stafford looks when he's a little bit more banged up, but geez, right now...
Why you keep wanting to bang him up?
I don't want to, but
I thought he had a bad back.
He's an older guy
yeah,
who's got those kinds of issues in his past, so you would automatically assume that at some point later in the year, he's going to be dealing with it again. Look, they just beat the brakes off of the Jaguars yesterday.
Well, to do that, you actually got to hit him, and he's getting the ball out of his hands, the running, the play action, and all that stuff. And remember, he's doing this without Puka Nacua right now, who's been down for a couple of games. He just switches his attention to to Devontae Adams, who I think had 3 touchdowns for 2 yards, 6 yards total. You know what I mean? He just finds ways to make it happen. That defense is good. People don't realize Verse, like I said before, I know we're looking at everything else that's going on West Coast bias. Verse is down there leading the league in sacks right behind Benito. I don't know how many he got yesterday, but he's right there for Defensive Player of the Year, as I predicted. The Rams did something that we'll see if that's going to be copied. They flew out Saturday to London. So they flew back from being on the East Coast, flew all the way back to L.A., practiced, did everything that day, and left Saturday and flew to London.
To play on Sunday?
Correct.
So they flew like 18 hours? Or 12 hours?
Yeah.
From L.A.
to London.
Correct. They flew like 12 straight hours and then just went out and played.
And I don't know if they let them chill there and rest the next day. But, it's different philosophies. Like, we used to do that when we went to Denver. You can either go out there a day early on Thursday to acclimate to the altitude to help you with altitude sickness, or you go there right before so the altitude sickness can't catch up with you within the 24-hour span.
So Verse has only got 4 sacks. He's also got 3 forced fumbles. Yeah. I mean, he's having a very good year. So
that's all with 7.
Verse?
Yeah.
He's only got 4 so far this year. But here's the point. He's still cleaning up. And the Rams just keep on rolling.
It should be 6-1.
Well, they're not.
Bears 26, Saints 14.
Look, a couple of things here. Number one, the Bears have won 4 straight games. When was the last time the Bears won 4 straight games? It's a while ago, but it's not insane.
2003?
No,
2008.
It's not. No. It's 18. But that was the last 4 games in a season in 2018.
Oh, gosh.
So when you look at the fact that the Bears started 0-2 and they've now won 4 in a row, that's pretty damn impressive. And I know that it's the Saints, but the Bears went out there and rushed for over 200 yards yesterday.
Yeah, Ben Johnson, he has his team believing. The offense is starting to pick up, the weapons that they have. And defensively, they spent a lot of money, a lot of equity on defensive players, and they're starting to starting to pay some dividends. But also, Green Bay doesn't look good. And yeah, Michael Parsons was able to get 3 sacks against Jacoby Brissett. I mean, that's not hard to do. But they're not playing. We thought this team was the best team in football. Now the Lions have reemerged. The Bears are here, and we don't know what's going on with Minnesota. The fact that Carson Wentz is their quarterback, and we don't know how good J.J. McCarthy even is.
Not yet we don't.
Should have kept Sam Darnold for $30 million.
Browns 31, Dolphins 6.
Oh, this is ass whooping.
Oh,
man, that running back, if he not front runner for look at him right there. If he not front runner for
offensive rookie
of the year, I don't care if the Browns stink or not. This kid don't. 3 touchdowns yesterday, 25 rushes, 84 yards. This guy's been a godsend ever since he got his contract situation figured out. This guy's a weapon. This entire draft that they got from him, whether you want to talk about Graham on the other side, you want to talk about the Fanning guy that I was trying to get the Jets to take, with one of them 4th-round draft picks. This kid is like crazy, too. He would be the perfect U-back for them right now.
Tua yesterday became the first Dolphins quarterback with 3 interceptions in 2 straight games since Dan Marino in 1986. The Dolphins have had a lot of bad quarterbacks between Marino and Tua. A lot of them.
Cleo Lemon, Redmond.
We don't even need to go down that list, but holy cow. And he's got 10 interceptions right now. Got benched late yesterday, Bart.
For who? We got Zach Wilson in?
No, they got, who did they bring in late in that game?
Wait, Zach Wilson?
Quinn Ewers.
Hold up, Zach Wilson's the back.
Well, maybe not yesterday.
Damn, he got benched from the bench.
Yeah. I think Quinn Ewers was the guy that got in. He did. It was. And so, Tua, this whole thing has completely fallen apart down there. And yet somehow, Mike McDaniel's not getting fired today. That according to Ian Rappaport.
Who they going outside of maybe putting Anthony Weaver to see if he's your future head coach? I don't see this happening. His coaching staff stand. Tua Tagovailoa, you're stuck with this contract for at least a year or so before the money's just too overbearing to even think about.
I have said that for a long, long time, that Tua is not the guy, and the 2-and-on, as we called it down there. I think that their whole little faction has fallen apart for certain.
Patriots 31, Titans 13.
This game was iffy early. The Titans had looked good early in this game, but credit the Patriots and Drake May is a really good player.
Yeah, man.
He has really turned out to be a very good quarterback.
Who knew? All you had to do was get rid of Bill Belichick. Did you see that little documentary that came out with Bill Belichick?
Which one?
It's not a documentary. It's like the thing with his girl.
where there is, yes, the audio tape where they were getting ready for one of their shows last year, and Jordan Hudson is in there.
Who's our guy?
In the discussion?
Pablo, man.
Pablo Torre.
Pablo, he gonna start becoming the most hated man in the world, man. He out here like CIA.
Here's what you can tell with Pablo too. There's still stuff he hadn't dropped yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's
he is slow dripping like he's in like he's working for the government.
He lets everybody comment on things and then he makes them look stupid by dropping the next thing.
He say something else.
Yep.
Oh, I got a lot of mo.
Drake May, 21 of 23, 222 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 62 yards rushing in the game yesterday.
And Josh McDaniels, bro, he knows how to coach. He can't coach head coach. Josh McDaniels know how to develop quarterbacks.
Cam Ward, meanwhile, 25 of 34, 255, touchdown and an interception. I have got Titans-Colts this week in Indianapolis. And you may think, well, Titans, that's not great. Yeah, listen, I understand what you're thinking. I am kind of interested in seeing what Cameron Ward looks like because I don't know what the deal is there yet.
I mean, in the coach, I didn't realize that McCoy was on there. He was the head coach for the Chargers, correct?
Yes, and McCoy's the interim.
Right, so he's the interim there. Ward played better, had that costly fumble, empty ball thing. Defense player picked it up, an easy touchdown. I just hope they don't break the kid before he even gets a chance.
Chiefs 31, Raiders 0.
Woof.
This is the most surprising thing ever. I didn't think Pete Carroll can come in with Geno Smith and be this bad.
Well, Geno has been really,
he's been
really
horrible.
bad.
I think we wrote Geno off, and he right back. He's like, confirmed, I'm done. Got that check, though.
Yeah, he did.
Got that extension, though.
He did. Mission accomplished. Got the extension, all that mattered.
How they don't let Jacoby Myers go, I have no idea.
Well, they have to trade him because they're not going to pay him.
At this point,
you may as well get something for him. It may just be a rental. You may only get a 4th-round pick, but why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? And Genty, listen, I get it. It's 31-0. Genty had 6 carries yesterday. Well, what are we doing?
This is Pete Carroll offense.
And this is just a little thing that was made a big deal of out there, but you're actually seeing it everywhere else right now. I'm seeing a lot more in college. Genty did this thing in college where he stood up straight in the backfield.
Yeah.
Didn't put his hands on his thighs and bend over at all. A lot more running backs are doing that now in college because somehow they believe that by doing that, they are not tipping their hand as to what the play is. I don't know why that is, but whatever. It's happening a lot more.
Yeah, I guess.
It's
flavor of the day, I guess.
It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York. We will have the second half of the Sideline to Sideline on Monday coming in just a little bit. Damian Woody is going to join us at the top of the hour. And up next, New York Jets on ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $159 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM841631, MSRP $26,980, 0 security deposit, and 1031.25.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine.
New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
All the way over Barzell, score!
New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Harry Douglas here. Fellas, it's time to step up your grooming game. Manscaped just leveled up with the Lawnmower 5 and the Chairman Plus, two powerhouses built for unmatched precision, comfort, and control. Whether you're cleaning up before a night out, preparing for a big meeting, or getting ready for a game day, Manscaped has the tools to help you look and feel your absolute best. These aren't just old school clippers. They're engineered for modern men who take pride in their daily routine. So upgrade your grooming gear and experience the difference. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
They say a full marathon is the ultimate test. For me, it's more than a race. It's a milestone I once thought impossible. Michelle Smallman here, and I'm running my very first marathon in New York City with the support of Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assists powered by Parity. Together, we're empowering girls and women through sports and education with grants to 32 organizations in 21 states. Every step I take is for the finish line and for the next generation chasing their dreams. Here's to 26.2 miles and a future with no limits.
Knicks fans, opening night is a bounce pass away. Join ESPN New York's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live from 3 to 6:30 p.m. from Stout on West 33rd between 6th and 7th. Steps from the Garden. Get ready for the start of Knicks basketball.
Runs it off the dribble. He got it and one.
Special guests include Monica McNutt, Pat O'Keefe, and more. We'll see you at Stout on West 33rd. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live from the Knicks home opener. Don't just listen, don't just watch. Be there.
I really did sit there yesterday, and it's not feel bad. It's just more marvel at how people do this. And I'm going to be honest. So I've had a lot of games this year, so I've been traveling a lot. So when I watch the Jets, it's on replay. It's, watching the entire game back on NFL.com after the fact. And I've been able to see it. But I think when you sit there and you're watching it happen live, and you're really wondering how the people who are out there doing this by choice are doing it. Like, how do you just sit through that? Like, I found myself thinking about Johnny Pickham's, big Jet fan.
Yeah.
And John always puts together what he deems to be an important spread for the meal for how big of a game that is, right? He will sit there and say, oh, this is a big game, stuffed crust pizza game. Oh, I'm going to do that. And Johnny's a big fast food guy, too. And yesterday, so I said to him this morning, like, that game yesterday, like, what are you doing? You doing some saltines? What are you doing?
Lunchables.
And he just looked at me and he goes, I just went to Burger King. I just couple of double cheeseburgers, like that was it. And Bart, you're getting paid to do it at SNY?
It hurts.
But it still hurts like hell.
It hurts.
I'm sorry. So please take the floor as to what's going on here with the Jets.
The thing is, you can start seeing like the joy being taken out of these players. We saw this last time we saw this was Jamal Adams. We're starting to see that with Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson wasn't available for comment because he didn't play. But Sauce, you heard it in the cryptic type of text from Jermaine Johnson. He just got back, and he's like, man, something got to give. Because this group thought they were going to be the group that turns everything around. They thought that the group of Garrett, Jermaine, Sauce, and Breece was going to be like the four horsemen, the four musketeers or something that was going to change it around. And they're realizing just how hard it is to do without any kind of competence at the quarterback position. Now, the first year it was incompetent because Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Second year, it didn't go well, even though it went better. Like, just imagine, last year we would sign up for last year's results right now. Like, just to see more wins and more opportunities or just something.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's getting worse. The defense did show up, and I think they're figuring that thing out again. And, you got to tip your cap because the Panthers had been running wild, what they did to Dallas. Dowell, what he's done.
Like, I don't even know why they give the ball to Chuba Hubbard anymore. Just give Dowdle the ball.
Because Chuba was ridiculous last year. That's why they paid him.
Yeah, and listen, I get it.
Good at
you
the
can
beginning
throw
of the
the ball
too.
to him out of the backfield. Dowdle's the hot hand right now.
Yeah, he's definitely the hot hand. But you got to give it back to your franchise guy when he comes back. That's like saying if Mason Taylor started balling, Garrett come back, like, yeah, sorry. The Mason show. Like, what? If you'll get the hell up out of here.
Mason put up 250 yards each of the previous two games. Maybe I'd think about it. But
as a Jets alum and a Jet fan, I just don't know where they are. Aaron Glenn had to come to the fact that it was time for a change, needed a spark. Tyrod offered you juice, offered you decent plays. I think I have no problem with his attempts at giving guys chances. I think the other players are going to have to realize if he's going to give them a chance, they have to go back and fight for the ball to make sure that they have an opportunity, that they'll have an opportunity to live to fight another day. But I had no problem with him being aggressive down the field. It was good to see the ball go down the field and be in the vicinity of a guy. I think the throw that really kind of ended Justin Fields. I don't know, say reign because they may go back to
you don't
him.
want to say Jet career yet.
Right.
But basically,
that throw to the flats where the guy's wide open and he just doesn't throw it. And he says he lost vision on him and he just kind of ate it.
Yeah.
It was like, man, like we got a guy that's scared to take chances. Like nobody cares if your touchdown to interception ratio is the best of all time when it's little touchdowns and little interceptions.
Yeah.
Like
when you are not willing to try to make a play.
Exactly. Because with your defense playing like that, 13 points?
Come on.
Can't get that.
You give up 13 points to the Carolina Panthers. There is no reason for you to lose that game.
2 weeks in a row, you've given up 13 points.
Now, I will say, in watching him in the first half and some of the second half, we do have to respect the Carolina defensive front because they were pretty good, and not all of the sacks were his fault yesterday like they were the week before.
Yeah, it was 6. I would say, like, 2 of them, they didn't pass games well.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll say, like, 4 of them was his fault, maybe 3.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were better than what we saw last week.
Problem is they got nobody that can get separation, nobody that can get open.
Yeah. And it's Josh Reynolds and it's Lazard. You're running these guys out there. They don't have a chance.
The fact that Lazard doesn't even start when Garrett Wilson is out, like, why did you guys pay him and why did you guys keep him on the team?
It makes no sense.
Like, Aaron Rodgers needs a receiver. Volunteer. Say here, you can have him for nothing. Just take him.
Yeah.
Like, just take this salary.
We'll send you a 7th-round pick. You give us your 7th-round pick, even if it's worse.
Could you imagine what the Steelers would be if they would have kept Pickens and Metcalf?
Well, Pickens right now has started to really become a big-time receiver, and it's helped to be down in Dallas with CeeDee Lamb.
I did that for you because you could have said it. We'd have gave the same credit to DK Metcalf.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I'm not too worried about that right now. I'm more worried about what's going on here.
I'm trying to deflect.
I know you are, and I'm not going to bite.
I was trying to give you that Steelers. I was trying to get that Steeler nugget.
I nibbled, but I'm not going to bite. And the problem is that you don't know what this is right now. You really have no idea what this. The defense started to come around, and maybe they figured it out the last couple of weeks. That's great. When offensively you just don't have a chance. And then it was easy to see.
I mean, the real question is Justin Fields done? It's as simple as that. Like, Justin Fields needs to go somewhere.
He's going to be a backup wherever he is in the league.
He needs to go somewhere like Mariota, go somewhere like Mitchell Trubisky. He needs to go somewhere like Sam Darnold. He needs to go somewhere like Geno Smith. He needs to go somewhere like Sam Darnold. He needs to disappear for a season or two and work out his deficiencies. Watch the game, study the game, improve. Because when you put him as the leading man, it's too much pressure for him as he's learning in front of our own eyes. We need to let him step back and figure it out from that standpoint of just sitting on the bench and being a backup and learning from watching for a couple of years. But this ain't the place for him.
No. And you watched that first half, you knew what was coming. Even when he got banged up and they took him out.
I mean,
they
moved the ball.
Yeah.
People when he went to get checked was like, all right, Tyrod, let's see if Tyrod can make something happen. And Tyrod didn't do enough to, I think, sell enough hope. But I think people are like, well, at least it looked better.
Yes. That's absolutely how I felt. At least
the ball's come out. At least it's rhythm.
The ball's coming out, and when he is about to get sacked, his initial inclination is not to take the sack, which is what goes on with Fields. And when we see with Tyrod is he can spin around and spin out. It's not that Fields isn't mobile because he obviously is, but Tyrod at least knows how to get out of it and then can turn around and still try to make a play down the field.
And the only thing with Tyrod is the fact that you know he's a guy traditionally that hasn't been able to stay healthy. So if you make this change and you go to Tyrod and Tyrod gets hurt, you got to go back to Justin Fields.
I think at that point, you turn it over to that third-string guy. I can't even remember his name right now.
Yeah, third-string guy. That's his name.
That guy.
Got no damn name.
I think it says third-string guy on the back of his jersey. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. So on all of the blame from yesterday, who gets the most? We ask our good friend Damian Woody next on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Is college college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code Clinton. That's promo code Clinton. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
It is noon. It is Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on this brutal Monday after the Giants' debacle of a loss, after just a snoozer from the Jets yesterday. After it all, here we are. We had hope. We had everything. We had energy from the Giants and a chance to be 3-4, but instead we're sitting at 2-5. But that does not change the fact that it is noon. So what does that mean?
It's the power hour, 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 hour. Was that 10 for Bo Nix?
I don't know. I stopped counting. I thought it might have been 13 for the number of points that Carolina put up.
13 for Friday the 13th. Damn.
Yeah. We weren't getting 33 for what was coming in the fourth quarter for the Giants.
Man, if we'd have got a series of 3 field goals apiece, we'd have lost our damn mind.
Look, it was a bad loss. I can't ever remember a team getting shut out after 3 quarters and scoring 33 points in a quarter after that. I can't ever remember it. And granted, there was a turnover in the middle of it, but it wasn't a pick six. It just put them in good position to go and score. You got to give Denver a lot of credit, but that was just a game that was completely handed to them by the Giants, who were dominating in every way over 3 quarters. And that is the game that at the end of the year, even though it's not a conference game, you look back and say, that is the game that cost us a chance to even be in the discussion for making the playoffs in a division now, especially, that does not look all that brutal.
Yeah, division wide open. I mean, they've already beaten the team that's ahead of the division. They just beat a team in the division, this week. And they lost a tough game to the team that's the surprising team in the division in the Dallas Cowboys.
Can you imagine what it looks like this week if the Giants go in and they have just beaten the Broncos on the road 26-8 and really dominated them throughout, and now they're matching up with the Eagles again, who seem to have righted their ship a little bit off of yesterday?
That's just 1 week, man.
Exactly. Like, the Giants would be kind of rolling at that point, and, man, the confidence would be absolutely off the charts. I'm sure it's still pretty good, but, man, that changes the game completely.
Yeah, I mean, they have a game plan of how to beat them. So you should be confident. It's tough to kind of change. I'm sure they reviewed the film, but it's tough to when you play a team so close to each other. Like, you got to try and switch things up. But the teams are pretty much who they are. You can watch the team that lost kind of analyze it a little bit more because they have to figure out how they lost. The team that won usually comes out a little bit more flat because they think they can do the same thing that they did the first time, which every game is its own unique thing.
It was clearly a game where if one of about 10 things that went against you in the second half goes your way, you win the game.
Yep.
One thing turns that went wrong, goes right, it goes your way. Whether it's you ran the ball on third down, whether it's later on you come up with a big defensive stand when you actually need. You make one defensive stand. You can go through it chapter and verse on about 10 different things. You make one of the 2 extra points. You are likely to win that game. And I don't put the blame on any one of those individual things other than the defense just being awful in that fourth quarter after dominating for 3 quarters and the decision to go to a prevent defense in that moment.
How you can be so hot and then get so cold in 1 quarter, it's beyond me. How you can dominate and then just start giving up big play after big play. And even like with the ricochet, I would say the football guys balance that out because they got one and you got one.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't complain about officials. There was nothing to complain about there because you got a couple of questionable calls later in the game, too, that went your way. There are a lot of different things that you can look at, but ultimately, I understand that the defensive coordinator is in charge of the defense. The head coach is in charge of the team. And at some point, you got to turn your head and say, you know what? Hey, can we rush 4 so that we go back to what was happening in the first 3 quarters of the game when Bo Nix looked average at best, as opposed to rushing 3 and dropping 8 and letting them do what they're doing in front of us. And by the way, Bart, like even that aspect of it still didn't work. It was not like dink and dunk and go beat you down the field. They were still making throws down the field, and that part of it was not working.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like they froze up defensively, but froze up offensively too. They stopped running the ball. They didn't play the clock. I didn't think they played smart. This is the first time I think it is 1,039-1 in which this has never happened. A team has never lost by winning by 18 points with 6 minutes to go.
The exact number is 6 million games that this has not happened. Damian Woody, ESPN NFL analyst. Our buddy joins us right now as he does each and every Monday at this time. And the Damian Woody Report is brought to you by Bet365. Can you make any sense of what happened to the Giants yesterday, Mr. Woody?
Besides it being a colossal collapse by the Giants, where the Denver Broncos for 3 quarters couldn't do anything offensively and then go out there and score 33 points in 1 quarter. Like, it was listen, the coaching, there were a lot of questionable decisions that were made. I thought they were so conservative on both sides of the ball, particularly the defense coming down the stretch where you're literally dropping, you're rushing 3 players and dropping 8, which makes absolutely no sense when you have one of the best front fours in the National Football League. And outside of that, it was all gravy.
Now, a lot has been said, right? And listen, I know you've been talking this game ad nauseum, for the better part of this morning. So you've heard your opinion. You've made your opinions. You've heard other people's opinions, maybe some different perspectives that maybe you didn't think of. When it comes down to, let's just go to one element, the kicker, right? At what point do do you hold because this is the second
The
year.
general manager?
Yeah, the general manager accountable for, like, getting a guy that when Carlin pulled up his college stats wasn't good at kicking the ball in college.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. Going back to last year, the Giants had issues with their kicker. When Graham Gano got hurt and they, needed to, find a replacement. The general manager, Joe Shane, he's been utterly pitiful at identifying a kicker because yesterday was disgraceful. Look, come on, guys. Like, he missed the extra point last week, I believe. Then this game, he missed 2 extra points that ultimately cost the team the game. And Bart, you know this as well as I do as a former player. We're usually, being very diplomatic about things when kickers miss. We'll pat them on the back like, okay, it's okay, man. Like go get them the next time. But in reality, we're pissed off. We're out here scratching and clawing, fighting for every yard and defending every yard. And all you got to do is go out here and kick a chip shot extra point, and you miss 2? Not 1, but 2, which ultimately was the difference in the game. And to me, ultimately, that goes back to the general manager.
Damian Woody with us as he joins us every Monday, ESPN NFL analyst. Let's go through a couple of things with this game. The defense, you touched on it. D. Wood, at what point, when you're the head coach and you're letting the defensive coordinator run the show on his side of the ball, do you go over to him and say, hey, could we rush 4 instead of 3, considering we made them look silly in the first 3 quarters of this game? Isn't it on Brian Dable at some point to say something?
Absolutely. Not only that, but I think it's up to players too. There's been many times where, as a player, if we didn't like the flow of the game or the play calls, there were times when I went to Brian Schottenheimer, when he was the offensive coordinator, just like, dude, we can't run this. This is what we need to do. Put it on us. Put it on us to go out here and execute these plays that we feel are the most comfortable running. And I think that's what the Giants players have to do. They got to put it on. They got to put it on their players to go out here and.
See, I guess I was about to ask. I'm sorry for cutting you off. What I was about to say is, on that offense, who has the cachet outside of maybe Thomas to be able to say that? Because you got a lot of young players that's just doing what the coach telling them to do. At what point or how do you give the ownership of the team to the players to be able to have the ability to step in and say, Coach, this is what I see and this is what I feel like we need to do? And who has the gravitas to be able to do that?
Well, I mean, listen, offensively it might be a different thing because you got a couple of young guys, a couple of rookies that are in critical positions. But here's what I would say about yesterday offensively for the New York Football Giants. They didn't utilize Jackson Dart's legs nearly enough, particularly in the fourth quarter. Like, that's an asset that you have at your disposal. Okay, and with that interception that was thrown yesterday, for example, you're up 10. Okay, situation like that. Why not do a quarterback design run? How many times have we seen Josh Allen, time and time again in those situations, utilize his legs and just milk the clock down and make those type of plays? That's what you should be doing with Jackson Dart because he's that type of player. And ultimately, that interception was a turning point in the game. So you can't be scared of utilizing, your quarterback and his legs. That's a weapon for you.
D. Wood, when you have a game like that and this quarterback does supply that kind of energy, but he can't stop getting hit, how do you get that out of him? How do you finally train this guy to stop taking every unnecessary hit?
Chris, that's a great question because I'm literally sitting with Alex Smith, and we were talking about that. We were talking about that earlier this morning. Like, you don't want to coach that dog out of him. He has that mentality, like, I want to go pick up the yards by any means necessary. But also at the same time, you got to understand, like, your value to the organization. Dude, you hold everybody's lifeline in your hands, and we got to make sure that you're healthy. You got to be out there healthy and available. So it's just a delicate balance. Like, this dude is a go-getter. He has that type of juice and everything like that. But at the same time, you got to preach to this young man, we need you on the field. You're too valuable to this team.
Now, with that being said, like, the opportunity loss. Looks like Jaden Daniels is going to be out for a couple of weeks maybe, or at least for the week. But they look compromised with Scary Terry being injured, Debo, and all that type of stuff. How big is this magnified, the fact that they had the opportunity they let get behind them, the difference between 3-4 and 2-5?
Well, I mean, listen, it's a big thing. Obviously, this is it looks like Jaden Daniels is dealing with a hamstring injury. We see how this has affected Lamar Jackson, who's dealing with a hamstring injury, and compound that with who they play in the next 2 weeks. Okay, the next game is against the Kansas City Chiefs. We see how much of a wagon the Chiefs are right now. And then the week after that, they're playing the Seattle Seahawks, who are one of the best teams in the National Football League. So, you're like, if you're the Washington Commanders, you're in a precarious situation where this thing could get away from you in the next couple weeks.
With that in mind, D. Wood, let's flip at some of the other things. Do you start to believe in the Cowboys a little bit more now off of what we saw yesterday?
Listen, I will say this. I don't think necessarily because of yesterday, because, listen, the Commanders were missing so many players offensively. But the one thing that's been constant, Dak Prescott has looked as good as he's ever looked as a quarterback in the National Football League. Dak Prescott is playing at an MVP level. This offense is playing at a championship level. And if they can get their defense to play from poor to average, the Dallas Cowboys will make the playoffs. Because remember, when Dak Prescott plays the full slate of games, they are pretty much a lock to make the playoffs. That's what Dak Prescott has done in his career. So if this defense can just improve somewhat, the Dallas Cowboys are going to be able to make some noise because that offense is championship worthy.
Are the Colts the best team in the AFC after what they did yesterday?
They are playing like the best team, but would I pick them head-to-head against the Chiefs? No. Because, listen, that's giving deference to the Chiefs, and they're the kings of the AFC. But the Colts, for anyone who hasn't watched them, they are playing like the best team in the conference right now. They have an offense that you could argue is the best offense in football.
Led by who?
The numbers that
Who's it led by?
Like Daniel Jones.
Oh, okay.
Indiana Jones. Like think about like where Daniel Jones is right now. This was the same guy who was in a quarterback battle with Anthony Richardson to start training camp, and he's playing like one of the best quarterbacks in football. A lot of that, you got to give a lot of credit to Shane Steichen. You got to give a lot of credit to Chris Ballard and the roster they put around. Because make no mistake about it, this Colts team is pretty much all the same players that was there, except the quarterback. The quarterback is playing outstanding football.
Like the butterfly effect of this, and the crazy part is that Minnesota probably has one of the best rosters in football. Going out and getting Allen and getting Hargrove to solidify the defensive line. Going out and getting the offensive line. They had Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones, which they could have re-signed, and now the ship's probably going to go down because of J.J. McCarthy and because Carson Wentz is their quarterbacks.
Yeah, listen, boy, you're absolutely right. There's going to be, listen, I think J.J. McCarthy got to be careful because think about this. He missed all of last season with an injury, and now he's missing critical time this year with injuries. And you let Sam Darnold walk out the door, who led
took out
you
for $30 million, $20 million.
Who led you to 14 wins last year. And look how Sam Darnold is playing in Seattle. Sam Darnold's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You let that walk out the door.
And Daniel
For
Jones
a guy
is his
who can't
backup.
stay on the field. Yeah.
Do we have to talk about the Jets?
Yeah, because you know what?
No!
You know why it makes sense? Because Anthony Richardson might be the next quarterback of the Jets.
Oh my God, no!
Oh no! Oh no!
We can rebuild him.
Oh my gosh!
We can remake him.
Oh my gosh!
Faster, stronger.
No more reclamation. Like they tried this reclamation thing with Justin Fields, and that thing is over with. I'm sorry, it's over.
Yeah, that's what I was. If I was going to ask one Jet question, has Justin Fields, barring injury, played his last down for the Jets?
I just think I've seen enough.
Yeah,
Chris, I've seen enough. You know, the thing about Justin is that I think he's so scared of turning the ball over, okay, that he's just taking all these sacks. And I know, listen, some of these sacks are offensive line. Sacks are all across the board. But you can clearly see when a guy is scared to pull the trigger. And that's Justin Fields. Like, the way he holds on to the football, like he's done it his whole career, whether it was Chicago and Pittsburgh, and he's doing it here with the Jets. He's not even taking any chances with the football. And you just can't do that playing the quarterback position. Look, I didn't even have a problem with the interceptions that Tyrod threw yesterday because at least he gave his receivers a chance. Like, that's what you got to do in this league. You got to give your playmakers a chance. And, listen, unfortunately, J.C. Horn made some outstanding plays as far as the interceptions are concerned. But for me, I'm letting Tyrod take the – like, I'm turning the page on Justin Fields.
You know what's bad? When the Cleveland Browns feel sorry for you offensively. with Dylan Gabriel,
the
Junkins.
Cleveland Browns with a bunch of rookies destroyed Miami yesterday. Destroyed Miami.
Junkins and Fannin, who I said the Jets, you got a 4th-round draft pick. Go get him. Go get him.
Well, here we are, nonetheless, and just sitting in hell once again. Good to talk to you, D. Wood.
Oh my God, it's a dark place right now with green and white. Dark place.
Appreciate it, man. We'll hit you next week.
All right, take it easy, guys.
That's D. Wood. Damian Woody, ESPN NFL analyst. I actually was just going to not even bring up the Jets, but I just figured I'd give him the option of saying, do we have to talk about them? To which I knew he would say, no.
No bueno.
No, we don't. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app. The Damian Woody Report was brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. All right, let's go. 800-919-3776. Justin in Floral Park is up next on ESPN New York.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Listen, as a Bills fan and watching for the Giants, I'm not surprised by Dable. He learned nothing from the 13-second game, okay? He was on the staff when that happened. The guy's playing prevent defense. He's allowing his coordinator to do that. I mean, did you not learn anything from that game, man? It's a joke. The Giants should have won this game. And why is it that every time a team is winning, has the ball, always does run, then pass? I mean, can they ever pass the ball? Or like you said, bootleg, dart? Listen, he's not as good as Josh Allen yet, but he's got Josh Allen.
No, but in that spot,
why can't they use them to his...
In that spot, Justin, they had one responsibility. At the very worst, you are making them use all 3 timeouts. Because, like, Bart, I think back...
And kill the clock.
I think back to the AFC Championship game, and I'm sorry to bring it up.
Yeah.
I remember sitting at the AFC Championship game for you guys in Pittsburgh.
Ran out of time.
Thinking, A, they ran out of time, but B, the only time that I would ever think about throwing the ball was when they did on 3rd down, because if you do that, it's icing the game.
Yep.
If you do that with 4.5 minutes left, you're not icing the game. The game is not over at that point. So if you go ahead and like you're going to say, well, I get to hold on to it for another 2 minutes. All right.
Well, you had multiple. You were up by multiple points.
Scores,
right? So that's the difference there. Like, you could have sorted it away and did something safe. I mean, they used the Bo Nix out of the back door to get a big play on you. You could have did the same thing, and that would have been a difference.
Yeah, and you didn't. You could have run it, and you didn't. And at the very worst, you come out with forcing them to use their last timeout, which they then don't have later to use.
At the end of the day, we're talking about how do we erase 37 seconds.
Yep. And you didn't do it either way. That's the problem. David in Elizabeth has been very patient today. What's up, D?
What's going on, fellas?
How
Let's
you doing?
Jump straight into it. I'm all right. First, I want to shout out ESPN
Acceptance.
New York because, yes, I want to shout out ESPN New York because you guys got me to the game for free yesterday. Shout out my man Jose from Brooklyn for inviting me. And I seen, for the fourth time, a debacle in my face.
Shouldn't
Great
they have
team.
paid you to be there yesterday? As
They're
opposed to just
gonna,
free?
yo, I'm gonna write to Woody like, yo, not for nothing, yo, you guys got to start paying me to watch these L's because I've been watching them for a long time now, and it hurts. Real quick before I get into exactly what went wrong, Bart, we love that suit you had on SNY. It looked like you was about to take a meeting with Mortimer and Randolph.
You know what I'm saying? I want the crop report. You know what I'm saying?
You was going to get your son the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip.
Who has been putting out their cools on my floor?
I got legs.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know where to start. It sucks they had to bench Justin, but it had to be done. And, Bart, you're trending on IG right now.
What?
Bart Scott. Yeah, you're trending. Says it right here on SNY. Bart Scott. Well, I don't think we go back to Justin Fields.
Well,
It's
that's
got
the
a
question.
picture of your face and that beautiful, that beautiful line that you use. I mean, you're right, big fella. I'm sorry, man. They might not go back to him. He doesn't want to take any risks. He keeps burping the baby and getting sacked. And then it's like,
Listen, it feels like the only way that you can go back to him now is if Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, which, by the way, is a given. Like, that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Like, you say, all right, we're moving on, and, you're an emergency quarterback, and then Tyrod, can he stay healthy? Tyrod, said all the right things. He doesn't take anything personal if, whatever decision the coach wanted to make. Tyrod got the best job in the world. He's a competent backup. He can play for another 5 years. I was looking at something. Josh Johnson has played 20 years.
Is he still playing?
I believe so.
Is Josh Johnson still on a roster?
This dude, 20 years. You know what his
I've
pension's
seen him
like?
in those backup quarterback commercials. Like Teddy Bridgewater did one. He did one. I don't know if he's still in the league or not.
Bruh, 20 years. If not, he got damn near 20.
All right. You know what? With that being the case,
How much did he make?
we got to play it. We got to play it. How much did that guy make?
It's time to play. How much did that guy make?
I mean, you think about Josh Johnson and his career earnings.
Yeah. Now, I got to go against somebody, so let Tom go first.
Okay. Let me pull it up and make sure I get the correct answer to it. Okay. Wow. All right. Josh Johnson has been in the league since 2012. Josh Johnson has been in the league.
He's still in the league, right?
Since 2012. He is on the Washington Commanders active roster.
Exactly. Eating good, right behind Marcus Mariota. Sunflower seeds and flip-flops.
I'll tell you what. I'm just going to...
Go ahead, Tom.
Josh Johnson.
Go ahead, Tom.
How much did that guy make? Tom!
Oh, boy. I don't think he ever got a big deal. I'm going to say like $55 million.
$55 million. Bart Scott. Josh Johnson, how much did that guy make?
I'm going to say it's going to average out to like 2 to 3 a year. So, because like later on, now guys get maybe like the minimum for guys his age is at least $2 million. So I'm going to say Tom is pretty much on point, but I'm going to go 60 to keep it flat.
I'll tell you what, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Josh Johnson, in his career, has only made $12 million.
Man, get the hell out. Man, get the hell out.
Be inaccurate.
Man,
I'm looking at it.
Get the hell out of here.
Here's the problem. It's the times where he was on the active roster and what the salaries were versus some practice squads and things like that, and retained by teams. There are years where he was on 3 different teams, 2 teams at once, and the amount of times he was on the roster. Take a look at this, Bart. Like, there was a year, 2020, he only made $96,000.
Man, get the hell out of here.
Listen, I'm looking at it right now. This is the total amount that Josh Johnson has made. It is only $12 million.
I feel sorry for him.
That I do too. Like, was it all worth it for $12 million?
I mean,
I don't want to. That I'm sad about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Give me another. Just to compare it. Give me another backup
Josh McCown.
Long time.
Josh McCown.
All right, Josh McCown. How much do you think Josh McCown made in his
million.
NFL career?
$50 million.
All right, Josh McCown career earnings. You want to take a stab?
McCown, I'm going to say, I think he actually got some deals where they're like 1 year for a little bit higher. I'm going to say about 65.
He made $52 million. He made 18 off the Jets alone. In 2018, Josh McCown made $10 million from the Jets.
Good for him.
Got him.
Oh, my God. He made 7.6 the year before when he was injured. Wow. $52 million. And poor Josh
Way to
Johnson.
get him, Josh.
Poor Josh Johnson. Like, he had years
I guess
where
you just got to be the right type of Josh.
He had years where he... What are you saying? The same way he was getting a head coaching job. But there are years where he only made like $100,000 from the Eagles.
Man, that's crazy.
$500,000 from
He was on the Ravens.
Texans.
The Ravens played him like that? Damn, Baltimore. Why you play him like that, B-More? They had him on the practice
Josh Johnson
squad?
was never on the Ravens.
Yeah, he was.
I'm telling you.
The Ravens have employed every black quarterback in the NFL.
Well, not Josh Johnson. He didn't make any money from the Ravens.
Okay.
Anyway, or Josh McCown, rather. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh Johnson from the Ravens.
Tell me the Ravens ain't signed all the black quarterbacks in the world.
Hang on. I'm still looking at McCown.
Where the hell you think Tyrod came from?
Baltimore Ravens.
Black.
Paid him $970. Paid him about They paid him about $3 million. They paid him more than anybody else.
Hey, we treated him DC. We treat our black quarterbacks decent over there in Baltimore, man. Got this man living in a Holiday Inn.
I thought you were talking about McCown, who's the farthest thing from a black quarterback there is.
Hell no. He's Pleasantville.
It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York.
Listen up, football. At Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Serving contractors, builders, and homeowners in the tri-state area since 1987, Brooklyn Window & Door is New York City's largest stocking dealer of quality Andersen window and doors. The professionals at Brooklyn Window & Door will help solve any of your window replacement needs or applications. Visit Brooklyn Window & Door's award-winning showroom to see the complete Andersen product line, including the 400, 100, A&E series. Andersen, built, backed, and serviced like no other window.
Visit Brooklyn Window & Door at 185 30th Street in Brooklyn or call 718-WINDOWS.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
This October, the only thing scarier than missing the game is missing out on a brand new Kia. At Kia City of the Bronx, 3505 Connor Street is where the ghosts of old rides get traded in and new legends are born. They've got a monster lineup of new Kias that'll take you from tailgates to haunted houses in style. Visit KiaCity.com or call 646-917-7955. Don't get spooked, get moving. Kia City of the Bronx, where Halloween meets horsepower.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new Parlay Zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino. Download it.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on September 24, 2016, when Tulsa found themselves down 31-0 to Fresno State. With 10 minutes left in the second quarter, Tulsa fought back to tie the game at 41. And then won 48-41 in double overtime.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
Let's not waste any time. Part 2, sideline to sideline. Let's go.
It's gonna happen.
This is Sideline to Sideline. Go. With Bart and Carlin. Eagles 28, Vikings 22.
I'm hearing a lot yesterday about how that look is back in Jalen Hurts' eyes, and he's locked in right now. I mean, just stop. Stop. He had a good game. What do you know? You throw the ball to A.J. Brown, good things happen. I'm stunned to find that out. Let's not get too crazy. Now, I will absolutely be very, very curious to see what this Giants-Eagles game looks like on Sunday, because this now has become one of the better games of the week this week, even though the Giants are sitting at 2-5. Eagles 2 weeks off of losing to the Giants, and they're saying they got their mojo back, and that's a game that's really got to tick off the Giants after losing yesterday.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, this is important for Philadelphia. They want to play in Philadelphia. They don't want to have to go on the road potentially to the Rams, to Detroit, to Tampa Bay. They want to be able to hopefully try and get they hope they can get the bye, but it's going to be difficult. And they rather have that home field advantage as they're trying to figure out. I didn't even know Zadarius Smith had retired.
Last week, yeah. Just kind of upped and left.
I guess Cash Doll was like, come home, Daddy.
Did you see what else they're talking about?
Yeah, Brandon Graham coming back. But I had heard that from Chili Willie for a while now, because they work at NFL Network, that he was, it's always tough. The toughest time to be able to stay retired is that first year. I just don't know. Like, I understand he's been working out. He's probably in the best shape of his life and blah, blah, blah. But with an older guy, you worry about soft tissue injuries. I think the last person we seen come off the bench that kind of balled out was Weddle when he came off and played for the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think he came off. Oh, yeah, when he came and played for the Rams.
Yeah.
It's like, have you been working out?
Yeah.
It's like, on the treadmill. And he came back when the Rams, I think, won a couple years ago.
I think when they won the Super Bowl, he played
Correct.
that year. Yeah.
They signed him off the streets. Let's see, man. Hamstrings are undefeated.
They will limit him, I'm sure, if he does sign, to any pass rush situations and a pitch count, I'm sure.
I get that, but is that enough to give them?
No, I agree.
Because I think they'll be better, they'll be well served or better served if they try and make a trade for Trey Henderson.
I don't disagree. I think that would be a wiser way to go, too, at this point.
Colts 38, Chargers 24.
Listen, the score doesn't indicate that game was not that close. First of all, I got to get on my guy, Adam Shine. Jumps in. I'm watching this game early, and J.J. Watt says, with Ian, they look like the Savannah Bananas with the yellow uniforms yesterday. Yeah. Shine later in doing the cut-ins on another game stole that line.
Ooh.
Said they look like the Savannah Bananas. Shine, I saw that! I saw that! You stole it from Watt!
Plagiarism.
He will do that. He has stolen some of my material over the years. Made it his own. Be careful, Shine. We're watching. Anyway, that aside, I don't know how to say it otherwise. The Colts are playing like the best team in the AFC right now.
They're so well balanced.
The Chiefs,
great run game, great offensive line, defense.
The Chiefs may be better because they probably have a slightly better defense. The Colts defense has played well.
Yeah, that's tough.
You know, and Charvarius Ward has been hurt for them too. And then who was it? The former Dolphin who retired a couple of weeks ago, the defensive back who was playing for them, not Javon Holland. I always get him mixed up with Javon Holland.
Yeah, Javon Holland's with the Giants. I don't know.
For Pete's sake, I can't. Colts defensive back who retired. Who was that? No, it wasn't Ronald Darby.
I say Darby's still alive?
Yeah, it was a guy who was with Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard was a guy.
Oh, he retired?
He did. He retired a few weeks ago, too.
Damn.
Like, these guys just, in the middle of the year, I'm good.
They're like, hell no. You at practice, like, man, I can remember, like, Trevor Price sitting there like, man, I ain't got no love.
Colts are 5-1 now. If you had to guess, not if you had to guess, right now, neutral field, Colts and the Chiefs, who wins that game?
I don't know. Listen, I've only seen the Chiefs play well once this year. And that's with Rashid Rice and everybody coming back. I think right now the best team in football, or in the AFC for sure, is the Colts. They're balanced. Their quarterback doesn't make mistakes. They have the best running back in all of football. They have great receivers, on the outside. And I think the distance, and I know somebody going to, the distance between how Daniel Jones is playing and how Patrick Mahomes is playing isn't that much different. And the Colts are 6-1.
Yep, 6-1 right now. Best 7-game start since they went to the Super Bowl in 2009. So that tells you an awful lot about what they've done. And Taylor, 3 rushing touchdowns yesterday. His 3rd game this season with 3. I mean, it's absurd what they're doing. It's impressive.
Cowboys 44, Commanders 22.
Hey, Cowboys offense is capable of lighting up anybody. Jaden Daniels got hurt in the game, has a hamstring problem, was getting an MRI today. That does not bode well for Washington. And for Washington, if you're going to legitimately contend in the NFC East, that's a game yesterday that you have to find a way to get. And they did not have a chance from the get-go.
I mean, Jaden Daniels, the injuries, they won so many games. He had so much magic last year. You think about the Hail Mary against the Bears, all the stuff that went on last year, and you think that, just add a couple more people, we'll be good, we'll take the next step, and it hasn't happened. Deebo Samuel's injured, Scary Terry injured, and that's what happens when you have these holdouts. You come back, and you're not the same guy. Now you're not available for your squad, and who's to say that they won't be in trouble if they lose a couple more games? You lose 5 to 6 games in this league, then you putting yourself in a precarious position where anybody can come out and beat you, and you have no room for error. Like you look at some of the other teams that San Francisco's coming now. You know that the Rams are going to come out there, and Seattle's there. That's 3. Then you look at the North. You got the Lions. You got the Bears are trending, but then you got Green Bay. Like, you may have to win your division to get in the playoffs.
Here, Taylor is leading the league in rushing. Here's a question for you. Who is second in the NFL in rushing?
I would say Bijan Robinson.
You know who it is? Javonte Williams. He has been that good for the Cowboys. He's got 592 yards rushing this season. Had 100 yesterday. And how about this stat from Prescott? Dak Prescott has won 18 straight home division games. He is 21-2 at home against the NFC East.
Listen, when he was playing under McCarthy and he was healthy, it was 12 wins or 12-5 every year. It was nothing confusing about it. Now, the defense, but they're basically the Cincinnati Bengals, and I said it at the beginning of the year. That's exactly what I said. I said, listen, Shotty knows how to deal with a diva receiver. He had to deal with Santonio Holmes. He dealt with Braylon Edwards. He knows how to get guys to buy in. That's one of his superpowers. And now I didn't think he would be able to put these game plans together like this. He is really in his bag. And the fact that Dak Prescott didn't have to start over from the beginning because he was his offense coordinator last year kept the continuity going. So the packages and everything, there was no lapse in the offense and the efficiency of it. Is somebody cooking some toast?
I know.
Didn't it just come from somewhere?
I know. It's coming through. I don't know what it is, but it's toast.
Smells good, though.
All right. And one last thing there. Speaking of the Cowboys.
Packers 27, Cardinals 23.
Micah Parsons, 3 sacks yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them was at Jacoby Brissett. I think
Brissett threw for 300 yards.
Yeah, but Brissett's a deer in headlights when it comes to that.
Yeah.
I mean, he played his butt off, and they needed every bit of it.
Yep.
They struggled against the Cardinals.
They were down 13-3. They won for the first time since 2023 when they were down by 10 points or more.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, his 6th career game-winning drive in the fourth quarter or overtime, first this year.
I'm telling you, Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence are the most confusing, baffling quarterbacks in the NFL. Are they good? Are they not good? I just can't pick it up.
I don't think anybody can. I think it's very difficult to figure out who's good and who's not. And then finally,
49ers 20, Falcons 10.
I don't know what to make of the 49ers. Listen, they're still, you get Kittle back, and that was a big help.
But no Fred Warner. Salah's doing his best job with a bunch of unknown, unproven guys. I think one of the guys, he took his first snaps for the first time this year. He's been a special teams guy. And to be able to hold that offense, Bijan Robinson down, says a lot. Once again, at end of the half. Last week it was Penix to London stepping out before the half when it was time to get points. This time taking the intentional grounding and losing the 10 seconds, not even to get the field goal. Those things are happening there for Atlanta as well.
Now, this is not happenstance. It's a little bit cause and effect, but not as much as I'm going to make it sound. They get Kittle back, and all of a sudden Christian McCaffrey yesterday has 81 yards before contact.
Yeah.
And with Kittle on the field, 20 carries, 126, 2 touchdowns. Without Kittle on the field, 4 carries, 3 yards.
Kittle, like Gronk, might be the best blocking tight end. Well, I can't say that because guys,
he's one of the best.
Yeah, the meatheads back in like Kyle Brady or somebody like that, or Dan Campbell, like somebody said, or Dunn.
Best combination.
Yeah, good player.
Threat
and exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you put Trent Williams on one side and then put him on the other, you basically got your edges. You can get to him anytime you want, no matter if it's a DN out there or a linebacker.
Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. We will do a brief Christoph, and we will finish with your calls in moments at 800-919-3776.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Honey, this is it. Shot clock winding down. Trailing by 2.
When you can't miss the last shot, and neither can he, don't take slow for an answer.
Pastrello shoots. Swift! Good to see it, Carl.
Switch to Optimum Fiber, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet, starting at just $40 a month. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com today.
What went through your head on the last shot?
It all happened so fast.
Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can change lives. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works, with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our fans get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 or lease for $219 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN390557. MSRP $32,455. Zero security deposit. APR $17.48 per $1,000 financed. Ends 10/31/25.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree, they're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, we can't keep an eye on everything. Unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
They say a full marathon is the ultimate test. For me, it's more than a race. It's a milestone I once thought impossible. Michelle Smallman here, and I'm running my very first marathon in New York City with the support of Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist powered by Parity. Together, we're empowering girls and women through sports and education. With grants to 32 organizations in 21 states. Every step I take is for the finish line and for the next generation chasing their dreams. Here's to 26.2 miles and a future with no limits.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Quickly, Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Hit Christoph, real quick.
Carlin is Christoph.
Go home. I don't need that energy. I saw the dumbest thing ever yesterday. I am driving to have lunch with my nephew, Bart, and I'm going through West Orange, New Jersey. And I think it's on Mountain Avenue. I forget the name of the road. But I'm driving on this road, and all of a sudden I see a guy on a bike. And as I get closer, he's not on a bike. This dope's on a unicycle. Who rides on a unicycle out in the street? What are you trying to prove, you jackass?
What was his miles per hour? Was it an automatic unicycle where it was like going 20 miles an hour?
No, it was, let me show you how balanced I am.
What, was he twisting back and forth like to make it go?
Oh, yes. He was. You're not in a circus, clown. Come on.
Was he juggling?
He did not have a gig. He was just out there. He had his full biking uniform on with the stupid helmet and the tight hole outfit with the shorts, and you're riding a unicycle? I have never seen that before outside of a tent. Oh, my God. And I know there's not more than one of you. So that one guy in West Orange, New Jersey, riding a unicycle, bag it, loser. Bag it. Dear God, go home. What would you... listen, I'm not going to lie. I would never do it. I would never do it. But I won't lie that there was just a half a second. What if you just lean in a little bit? What if you just lean in and
catch
pick
him with the side, catch him with the side mirror?
Just a little side swipe. I would never do that. But still, it was just annoying. Like, all right, you're better than us? No, you're a dork and a loser. Put it away. Rashad in the Bronx is next on ESPN New York. Rashad, what's going on?
Hey, Chris, hey, Bart. So the guy that has to go, and I've been saying this for years, is Joe Shane. Joe Shane, he got on my nerves with his draft moves. Draft Evan Neal was one of his worst moves ever. The way he handled Saquon Barkley, the 2024 draft class, everybody was saying, "Oh, it's such a good draft class." Draft class is not looking very good this season. It's looking very underwhelming. Deontay Banks is maybe the worst corner I've ever seen in my life. He's awful. Joe Shane is the one that he has to go. And he drafted the kicker that lost. And he didn't draft him. He signed a kicker that lost his game yesterday. So
yeah, look, there are moves that he has made that have killed you. The kicker thing is just unfathomable that continues to be a problem. That you're going to keep going back to Graham Gano, who when he's on the field is fine, but when he's not, which is growing more often, now you're dead in the water with the guys that you brought in. Too many times you end up either shorthanded or in this position. Just can't happen.
You can't have imbalance. You got to have a plan.
One guy chiming in about the unicyclist. Hey, Red Panda for the win. Hey, if it was Red Panda, I respect her.
You would throw a cup out there.
Absolutely. But I would respect that. And if she was, I would know that if I saw Red Panda out there, she's road training.
Right.
She's doing the, I mean, how does she do that?
I mean, she keeps it indoors.
Yes.
She keeps it where it doesn't inconvenience anybody.
And she puts on a show for everyone.
Right.
Like, come on. Red Panda. Nothing but respect for Red Panda. Artie in Brooklyn. Quickly. Next. ESPN New York. Artie.
Yeah, it looks like the Jets are on the way to the number one pick. And if the Jets next year, because they can use the money for Rodgers, I guess they elected to try to win this year. And now next year, it doesn't look like it's going to be like that. Does Glenn stay this year and then look like the Titans next year, and then I guess they fire him in the middle of the year or something like that? Where do you see this team? Because, look, they might go to Taylor and win a couple of games, but Taylor's not the future. So, I mean, is that what we're just trying to do, just win a couple of games? Like some of the decisions that Glenn made. You explain this to me. He takes points off the board on 4th and 5, and then doesn't go for it on 4th and 1.
Artie, we've talked about this many times. It's going to depend how it looks at the end of the year. Same thing with the Giants. It's going to depend how it looks.
I mean, he's going to get a couple of years. He's not going to get fired that fast.
And I think people don't realize that Aaron Glenn is making a lot more money than you think he is. A lot more money than you think he is.
And the Jets don't really pay their guys a lot of money. So if they're paying them a lot more money than that,
yeah,
then they're going to give him 2 to 3 years. That's just what it is.
The thing to remember is the Jets now have to pay their guys to be the guy because of what's happened with the organization. That'll do it. We will see you tomorrow. Michael Kay is up next. He's got Scott Van Pelt on the show, and then Don Hahn and Rosenberg later today. Right here on ESPN New York, the ESPN New York app, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page.
Bally Bet Sportsbook. Yo, Bally Bet stacked for football.